How goes, people? I'm against B6. Hell yeah. We got a fun tournament today. We're playing as Chaos Dwarves. Gonna be trying our best to not get massacred. Chaos Dwarves are a weird one. And I think people will have a lot of good counter picks to them. But they're probably not bad. I think Kadai Destroyers could be quite good against like Chaos and Norska, that kind of stuff. Same reasons why Tomb Kings can be pretty good there. So we're going to be experimenting. Going to be trying out the entire roster. And hopefully we don't get wrecked. I did pretty well with Kislev the other day. Skaven, Dwarves, and Greenskins. Skaven are pretty good versus Chavi. What's the map? The Blood Grove. Ooh. Skaven, Dwarves, and Greenskins. I'll play versus Greenskins. I think that's just good, right? Whoops, it is. He's wrong blocker. Maybe. Alright, let's do it. Hello, Solian. What's up? Very exciting day today. Greenskins. They don't really have a lot to deal with big monsters. Which makes my life a good deal easier, doesn't it? Yeah, bro, they just they have a hard time versus flying units and monsters. The poor Greenskins are gonna get murdered. I just have to be a little careful. Just a little careful with my single entities. And it should be a win. Hello, Landmark. Forbidden Fence charges yesterday were nuts. Yeah, man. Yo, I should turn that into a clip. Let me write that down. Let me write that down. Okay. Yo, it's honestly pretty hype. The 25% speed boosts turning your heavy cavalry into Slaneshi cavalry. Mega, man. It's mega. Especially against elves who have like no mass. Life is good. But alright, can I defeat the Greenskins? So Blood Grove is kind of a it's kind of a flat map. Greenskins can't really make use of that though. What do they got? They got their infantry corps, they got the cav corps. They can take some single entities like Arachnarok spiders, but that's far from a perfect situation for them. Their cavalry's probably gonna be a little bit annoying though. I can see that. I can see that being a pain. Yeah, no cost-effective way to deal with Fireborn. Good call, good call. Chaos Dwarves, you almost always just want a whack load of Fireborn. You want your Iron Demon. This is just normal Chaos Dwarf shenaniganry. I wonder if Chaos Dwarf Warriors are good here. Honestly, the options are extremely plentiful. I think they're gonna get wrecked, man. No way Greenskins can tussle against this. Let's see here. Do I want normal Dwarf Warriors or just a Laborer spam? Laborer spam seems a little boring, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe you can try like a mix. It's pretty interesting. Like, Dwarves are pretty solid versus Greenskins, unless they're specifically bringing their anti armor options. Just normal Dwarf Warriors can be an absolute menace. Let's see here. Who do I want as, you know, let's take this. This should be interesting. Honestly, there's a lot going on with this build. I haven't played a ton of Chaos Dwarves. I just know that they're pretty good. What if I do this? Ooh, okay. All right, I got some nifty shenanigans. Oh boy. I feel like I have so many options with Chaos Dwarves. They actually do have a fairly well fleshed out roster, don't they? Is this a good one? This is a pretty good ability. Let's run it. Why not? What else is good? This is kind of interesting. Oh my gosh, dude. The diversity. The absolute diversity of this roster. I love it. Honestly, Chaos Dwarves are pretty hype. I think I was really excited for them before they came out. After they came out, I think, you know, the roster feels a little small. I feel like if they had better mobility options and monsters, I'd be more hyped. But maybe it's just because I'm not that excited about Fireborn. I don't know. Okay, this looks like a great build. Flames of Asgore, dude. Flames of Asgore net combo. Instantly delete stuff like the Noxbringer. The shenanigans are pretty crazy here. Honest, oh man, dude, do I? Do I? Dude, Flames of Asgore is just so hype. It's just so hype, man. Let's see what else do I want. All these abilities are not super useful. Yeah, I wish Curse of Hashut didn't suck so much. I don't know why, it's just the worst Spirit Leech ability in the game. Oh, I guess it has 200 meter range by default. That's still pretty garbo though. I don't know why you would don't know why you'd run that. Very nice, perfect spend. Beautiful. Kadai Destroyer is one of the coolest looking units in the game, and it's so bad. You know, it actually has seen a little bit of play in the meta. It is not completely garbage. You'd be surprised how often people take it. Chaos Dwarves good in the meta right now. I think they're like similar to Kislev. Similar to Kislev in that they're a solid faction that can fight. Like Kislev, Greenskins, Chaos Dwarves are all in the tier of like good, but not good enough to be a top tier. You're gonna be playing from slightly behind no matter what you do. Is Curse of Hashut not trash if you overcast it for more damage? I think it's still trash. I think that extra range just completely ruins the thing. Optimally, you would want like a 25 meter range Spirit Leech that does 1,000,000 damage. That would actually be really good. I would totally trade range for more damage. The range is only useful for finishing off characters, which is why Spirit Leech is so good. You can overcast it for that extra range, but otherwise you're getting pretty good value casting it normally. Doombolt is just insane though. Doombolt has everything. It has the range, the damage. One of the strongest sniping spells in the entire game right now. When Chaos Dwarves were announced, you got excited for a Grimgore campaign. It's too bad Grimgore's campaign doesn't really... It should focus around the Chaos Dwarves more. Like all your objectives should be based around murdering them. I feel like that would be quite apt. At least your late game objectives. But Grimgore's campaign is just kind of like a normal campaign, right? There's no real thematics going on. Here's the build, by the way. I'm doing it. So, any Flames enjoyers? I have the Wombo combo. Sadistic Snare into the Infinity Net. and to drop it like it's hot directly underneath them. You take 1,000,000 damage. Life is good. Victory is ours. That's the plan, at least. So we are going to see a little bit of a lord over here. A Gobbo Great Shaman. He has Vindictive Glare, of course. Sneaky Stabbing, of course. Nothing new. Double Black Orc Big Boss, though, is quite interesting. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I need to get this just giant ability. 26 Winds of Magic. If I can plop that right on top of the spider, we like immediately win. I really want to get that wombo off on my opponent here. What are you doing though? He's already taken a bit of damage. Pretty brutal for the little guy. We're going to be able to capture our point over here. Then he's just going to summon a couple dudes on the far side. Fairly elite Broken Tusk mob. Not a problem. I'll actually just counter them with some skirmishers. And that'll make life quite difficult. But yeah, if I just kind of post up over here in this position, we should be okay. More cavalry has been brought in. Not a problem at all. Yeah, I'm so ready for this Insta-Lord Snipe, though. You can see the sneaky Git's doing pretty well. Oh, we got Rugleds, though. Gotta be a little careful. But yeah, as long as the artillery piece can keep shooting, I'm happy. This goblin is just not able to dodge it. Very unfortunate for them. Though the Rugleds, I must say, a little painful. See, I really don't have a lot of mobility here, right? That is the main weak point of this. A couple Dwarf Warriors should be pretty good here. Just gonna keep farming value, why not? Whoop, gotta dodge that. Alright. Now we're gonna get the Kadai Destroyer in. We definitely want that. We definitely want some Kadai over here. B6 has gone for the capture points, but I am playing for value today. As long as I stop him from stealing this point, we'll be okay. Ooh, a little scary over there. Very nice. And the Kadai. Okay, yeah, I think we just hold on to the 1 point. That's fine by me. We're going to, yeah, just get the Kadai all over there. And then if I can defend my artillery piece, I am happy. Hopefully that goblin gets a little too close and we can get him murdered. I think that's the dream. So far my little artillery piece here can just retreat. He'll be fine. And then if he doesn't see it coming, he's absolutely gonna get wrecked by my little spell casting. So see the range of this thing? It's actually quite far. And I'm hoping we can just get a Lord Gibbon. I just have to net him down is all. Oh boy, here we go. Here we go. There it is. All right, now will that immediately kill his Lord? That's the next question. Pretty good damage, I must say. Not an insta-gib though, which is a little unfortunate. We're gonna have to finish the job. That's pretty nasty though. For the price of a final transmutation, that is quite good. As his Lord is now again taken to Pound Town. Zaytan though is taking a little bit of deeps. I guess I can always just escort the guy off. Totally fine by me. There you go, just have to fly, and so begins the escorting. Okay. Now I just have to, yeah, hold on to the points. Greenskins cannot stop me from chasing off this guy. A pretty fun little bit of, DPS. but the battle is far from over. As soon as this guy routs, though, that's going to be a massive hit to the greenskins. And I'm not going to let him come back. That much is for sure. Where's the Kadai? Doing pretty good. He's chilling. Value-wise, though, I'm not doing that hot, though. A little unfortunate. But I should be able to resecure this point very soon. There we go. His lord should be gone. Nice. Perfect timing to rout off the trolls. Huge. And I have another Flames of Asgard, too. Anytime I want to. Oh, man, dude. That's honestly... It's pretty nifty. It's not, you know, it's not like an insta-kill. I was hoping the Overcast would insta-kill him. But, it's certainly a lot of damage. Enough to set them back very, very hard. Kadai secret meta. Definitely good. You think he's gonna dodge this? Maybe he doesn't. It is kind of hard to dodge. Oh, goodbye, units. Oh no, the ruglets. Yo, the damage of that spell is immense, man. It is so crazy. Are the squeaks gonna route to nothing here? They might route to nothing. There's so many allies running nearby. If I debuff them, that should get them off the battlefield. Very nice. And then we bring in the real deal breaker. That's gonna be this train over here. All right, there we go. Now it's just a chase off. I got 2 points. Beautiful. Dude, the Kadai is just cooking them. Very nice. And if I keep up with the chase offs, we'll be good to go. I do actually win on a double cap too, which is very nice. Unfortunately, the chase offs will be a little difficult to actually pull off, but this match is pretty well done. Done and done. Thank goodness the chasing off points are fairly easy, by the way. Actually, catching units can sometimes be, or actually chasing them off the map can sometimes take an extraordinarily long amount of time, and you don't really want that to happen. You don't want to waste your time getting your forces back from the edge of the map. There you go. Black Orc Big Boss is gone though, and then I'll have another Flames of Asgore soon. Best spell, man. Best spell. Ooh, they just shattered. That's brutal. Yeah, I just need one big fat mosh pit fight, and then we're good. Kadai Destroyer has 2,700 value. Insane. And you guys were skeptical of the Kadai, man. Dude, they're sick. Alright, now let me get a big old Flames of Asgore on your face. Let's see. Yeah, that guy's gone. I'm just gonna push the train in here and hopefully he blobs up or something. I think he's trying to not blob. It seems like he is attempting to not die to the spell casting. It makes a lot of sense. He should take off in time. Alley-oop. Not a problem in the slightest. Very nice. And then, come on, where's the blob at? Give me the blobs! I have some fun spells to cast. It's not really worth it. Oh, if he commits enough. Yeah, come on, man. Yes, please. Please get it done. And he's dead. It's over. Huzzah! Magic! Oh, goodbye, cavalry. This one was the one that took the brunt of it. Those poor big guns. How many kills does this guy have? Well, he has 2,300 value. That's about as value as it gets when it comes to casters. And he's just a foot dude, too. So cost efficiency wise, he's doing amazing, man. Yeah, this battle, ever since I killed the Lord, it's just gone more and more cost efficient for me. And the Dwarf Warriors are doing pretty good, too. Just by virtue of having no units I can deal with them, because they're too busy dealing with everything else. Triple cap is still a go. Nice. And that's going to be GG. Very solid. I think Chaos Dwarves do have a good win rate versus Greenskins, though. I think they're not bad here. He did kill the Death Shriek, but that put him into a bad fight. Oh, he didn't notice his lord dying. He's like, what killed my lord? He didn't notice. He didn't notice that I got the overcast volcano underneath his feet. Oh, no. Yeah, that'll get him. That'll get him. Up against Berserker next. Nice. Yo, yo. Some hefty opponents to start off with. Zaytan was okay. He's actually not that great of a fighter. Without healing, it's a little rough. My Kadai didn't do that well, because they do lose to that anti-large AP cavalry. But yeah, we just bullied his lord, man. We just bullied him. Oh, it was so good. Very nice. Very nice. Alright, Berserker is next. Do they have a set faction? Probably not. I think they're gonna do random. His lord hit you twice while routing. Yeah, I don't know how he hit Zaytan so hard. I know he has a ranged attack, but... Oh, it's because he was netted. It's because he was netted, guys. Yeah, when units are netted, they fight back. It's yeah, it's pretty rough. So Zaytan was dying because of his own ability. Little awkward there, ain't it? Should have rear charged the guy or something. Yep, yeah, routing units still fight if netted. Supply healer. Got it right. Khorne, Norska, and Beastmen. What's the map? Bray Valley. Yeah, I could try versus Norska. Yeah, I could try versus Norska with the Kadai. Though they have javelins. I could play versus Khorne though. Hell, I have like stupid amounts of fire resist. This is perfect. Khorne versus the Chaos Dwarves. Who did it better? This should be quite interesting. Ooh, I got the strat though. I got the mega strat. Yup. Definitely want some of these. Lamassu or Great Taurus? They're actually fairly similarly statted, mount-wise. I think it kind of makes sense that units that are netted will still fight. Because what are you supposed to do, right? You can't move. Interesting. Khorne versus the Chaos Dwarves. You're so hyped about Chaos Dwarf tournament win? Well, we don't have it just yet. Well, let's see. Do I want these? Yeah, probably. Yeah. Gotta fight if you can't flight. Precisely. So this should be good. This should be pretty good. Let's see. Berserker's pretty scary, but did we run into them yesterday? Did I play Kislev versus Berserk? I'm not entirely sure. Khorne, generally they're weak to weirdly enough, Khorne can be weak to just taking very fighty builds. They're just not often bringing their strongest fight units because they tend to get shot to death. So if you throw caution to the wind and go full fight, it's not too bad. Obviously, what if Khorne goes full fighty? But, you know, roster diversity lets you take stuff in reserves to counter that if necessary. So this should be quite good. I'm liking where this build is going so far. Death Shriekers are just great, man. I must say, I really do like Death Shriekers. And it looks like Berserk is ready. Alright, let's do it. Glad the Dangler wasn't here to see it. Yeah, they usually show up a bit later. Would be very sad to see that greenskin destruction. Or he just judged the greenskin player. Dangler got them opinions. That's what happens when you play a faction so much. You see scrub lords picking them up, taking the wrong builds. Greenskin seems so bad despite all the DLCs. They're not terrible. If you want to see greenskins do well, watch them fight like elves, like high elves or something. They can certainly be hard to kill with their regenerating trolls and such. So I'm gonna go for high ground take to start off. That's because if I go here, it's kind of awkward. Like I can get surrounded pretty easily. I can be forced into a fight that I don't want to. And when we're planning on skirmishing, that's obviously very bad for us. Now this build is pretty fun. We've gone Kadai Destroyer again. I have a healer. I've got Flames of Asgore again. I got Zatan with the Sadistic Snare. What do you think Chaos Dwarves would need to make guns not a liability? Well, right now the guns are too expensive. They're not terrible though. Like people do run the Chaos Dwarf guns, but they really do need like slightly better Bull Centaurs to actually defend them. Right now, Bull Centaurs are a little too expensive and they don't trade super well and they're a little slow. Typically, range factions need some sort of mobility to defend them. Though, like, the hybrid halberd guns are not bad at defending themselves. Interesting. So this is a very high ground focused position then. I could just say screw it and go for here. We have some R-Ball, the undefeated. Alright. Interesting. Well, Warhounds. Okay. I must say the guy really does like Warhounds. Yup. He's gonna try dancing with them. They're gonna take a little bit of damage. He's gonna try and chase me down. That's just a recipe for getting shot up a lot by my dudes. We get a pretty nifty charge on the doggos too. That's gonna actually just straight up rout one of them. Not a great start, honestly. But definitely not game defining just yet. I think it is fine to get one of these boys going. Then I'm just gonna full position over here. A little bit of safety. Our ball is not too bad. If I can get a Flames of Asgore hit on him, that would be great. I should be able to just target his face too. And then once I kill him, he'll be hard to bring back. We also have a blood shrine of Khorne. Okay. Very interesting situation we got here. Some furies in the skies. Let's get a unit of hobgoblins. Get some sneaky boys in. So Berserk does like going pretty heavy on the mobility for these type of games. It is always important to be prepared for it. My artillery piece should do quite well though. Look at it, just taking a few free pot shots on him. Kadai has already routed off a few of those marauders. Very nice. And I can defend my artillery piece from the mobility. I'm just trying to bait him into trying to take it out. Well, we also try and defend this point all the way over here. But overall, my skirmishers are trading pretty well. Interesting, we got some blood beasts. Thing is, he doesn't really want to take a fight, not versus Kadai, right? Alright, now do I want to kill the blood shrine or do I want to kill Arbal? Probably Arbal, that just makes a lot more sense. You see him backing up, he doesn't want to just have him die horribly. Come on, you know you want to go for the artillery piece, right? I don't think he's taking the bait. Clever, clever. But he might still get caught. Could die all of a sudden on those guys is gonna hurt. Then we're going to go for the wombo combo. Ah, you can see him running. Yeah, he knows, man. He knows. This man, he's seen too many things. That's okay with me. Interesting. We have something in the trees over here. I think that's the unit of marauders I didn't end up finishing off. We can manage. As long as I keep up trading, I'm fairly comfortable. Hopefully I can brace up in time. Ooh, I think that was just barely in time. Good job, Gobbos, for holding out there. And now maybe I can get some free pickings on the far side. Kadai is doing fairly good for itself. I can even get some sneaky gets over here, mayhaps. I don't really need to worry about the second point just yet. We're gonna be nice and careful about that. Man, that Kadai summon though, pretty brutal. And I should be able to get some pretty solid fights over here too. There we go. Kadai, of course, are quite the menace. Okay, and then, yeah, and then we're just gonna go for this. It's a big old collapse on those blood beasts. Over here, we have a bunch of dogs routing. Perfect. Not bad, but also not perfect. There's still a little bit of an awkward fight at the end of the day. I do have Kadai here, though, and they're quite amazing. There you go, yeah, so we just broke off all those doggos. Very nice. Then I just have to hopefully keep this artillery piece alive. You can see he's pushing through with the horsemen. With the marauder horsemen, okay. Interesting. This is just normal Chaos Warhounds. I don't have to worry about them too much. But yeah, can I keep the artillery piece alive? Well, he's committed a lot of forces, that's for sure. I also have a ton of magic that I have not really used effectively. I'm hoping I can chuck it out somewhere over here in the big fight. So, yeah, more sneaky gets. Yeah, it's a little awkward. I don't really have a great target for them, honestly. But maybe I can kill Arbal. I think that's what I'm gonna do. In the meantime, we can keep chasing these guys off. And hopefully get a capture point. There's the net. Okay, here we go. It's time. Hopefully it works. Mostly hit infantry, but it's not the end of the world. I'll take it. Could have been slightly better out of 10. Interesting they decided to summon Khorne, though. By the way. I guess he is still netted, which is pretty nice. So maybe we can actually kill him here, if I'm lucky. It's gonna be a little awkward, but I'll give it a hard maybe. The Khedai certainly can get a lot of work in. Very nice, and that's gonna force him back. We're getting to the point where I kind of need to capture some points soon, but you can see he's really starting to run out of units. I should be able to focus fire Arball too. Okay, we've managed to body block him. Actually, I'm kind of surprised we even see Arball. It is a little, he is quite uncommon, I'd say. This will be a good breath attack. There we go. Very nice. Okay, here we go. I think I just start flooding with dudes now. What is that? Just some doggos? So I have to be also careful about the doggos. This is going to be quite annoying, actually, clearing off everything to capture the points. I still have a decent amount of time, but yeah, it's going to be a little sketchy. Now, we do have a bunch of guys rallying over here, thank goodness. That's going to be quite huge for us. Hopefully, I can show up here in time to stop the dogs from taking it. I should be able to get the middle soon. Very nice. Okay, now he's trying to hold this point, but if I can just get that double cap going, I'll be sitting extremely, extremely comfortably. Just have to play a little keep away. Just have to save this point over here. And then maybe use some treacherous spell casting. But I certainly have a lot of time. I think that will be my saving grace. Okay, so we got the point. So the Khedai Destroyer can head over here now. Holy crap, what a save. What a save from the Gobos! I can't believe it. That actually saved my butt so hard. Okay, I just gotta desummon this thing then. Okay, I actually have so much time now. I just need to not lose these points. Desummon goes good. Hell yeah. I'm gonna try baiting these Furies in. Oh my gosh, dude. What an absolute save. Very nice, very nice. Okay. This is good, this is good. Oh, Khorne is silencing me. That's a little awkward. I think, yeah, I just have to hold the points. So I'll get a Khedai over here, or some Khedai units. This Goblin unit single-handedly won me the game, by the way. If he had gone this point, I could have been so screwed. Oh my goodness, I would have been so screwed. But yeah, now he's in a very big pickle. I have a giant Khedai Destroyer on his butt. He's been doing a good job avoiding my foul magics, but yeah, there's just no way now. I think he's just been slowly worn down. Worn down with time. It's all a matter of just carrying out the win and making sure no points get stolen back. It's all about slow and steady. You don't want to get overzealous and lose points against these kind of armies that are much more mobile than you, because they can absolutely give you trouble. Let's see here. Yeah, caster just needs to back it up. Khedai can chill. I just need like a little bit of magic spell casting and then we're good here. Zaytan should not get wrecked by Khorne too bad, I think. Khorne is scary, but surrounded by infantry, it's not very pretty. And now I can just slowly work the last point. Let's get a breath attack on these marauders. All right. What a scrap, though. What a scrap. Yeah, Zaytan's a Chad, though. He's doing just fine. Good to see, good to see. Thank goodness these skirmishers came back, and I just needed somewhere to chuck this spell. You think he'll notice this? If he doesn't, maybe I can get me some free doggos, maybe. Barely any damage. Yeah, when you're not combining with the net, it's not nearly as good. Oh, and he caught my units over here too. Whoopsie daisies. So Khorne's silence aura is actually really annoying to get the ability off on. Tiny bit annoying, but we're okay. I guess this isn't over just yet, is it? It's not over just yet. If I can kill Khorne, though, that screws him over pretty hard. I don't think he can suddenly go for the middle either. Okay, very nice. Yeah, I just gotta take it slow. I have all the time in the world to simply uptrade. I have actual millennia. We have like 5 minutes, bro. So I just need to actually do the trades properly and we're good. He's been microing that far side real well, though, which is a little annoying. Thankfully, most of my dudes will rally and come back. Got another skirmisher here to just slow farm him. And that dog unit's gonna take too long to get its value back. I definitely don't have to worry about that. Or that dog's gonna take too long to secure the point. It's a little bit of a bait, but I need to send something there eventually. That's why we have these dudes. Okay, here we go. Point is slowly going my way. Ah, but then he full rotates the middle. Makes a lot of sense. Now, that doesn't mean he's giving up this side. Unfortunately for me, this is a little tricksy. Dude, Khorne is still alive, bro. Khorne's still alive too. That's kind of problematic. And he's probably gonna get this point. Oh my gosh, dude. It's gonna be a little awkward. It's gonna be just a little awkward, actually. So he gets the point. I should be able to route off this little pocket, though. I should be able to route it off. And then I just gotta bring in some boys over here. Clock is ticking, though, much faster than I was hoping for. Thankfully, we get a big route on the doggos. Okay, there we go. Let's secure this point. Let's just chuck that out. Is he not gonna notice? Oh, hell yeah. Best spell in the game. Oof. Oh, the massacre. Very nice. Okay, just gotta keep Zaytan alive then. We got the triple cap. If I can hold the triple cap for even a few seconds, we win. Woo. He actually made it very close, though. Very scrappy point play, I must say. Extremely scrappy point play. But there's no way he's going to be able to take back the points. We just had such a value lead from the Kadai that there was realistically not much that could be done. Flames of Asgore did not have the greatest showing today. Not for this battle, when it's mostly small dudes, but still pretty good. We beat Berserk. That is no small feat, that's for sure. On Khorne too, which is a faction that they are fairly proficient in. Let's dive in over there, get the escape going. Nice. And we even terror routed our ball. What a scrub lord. What a scrub lord. Get him out of here. Ooh. We don't need our ball. We're not afraid of him. Yeah, what if I... I thought we could get some sick plays there too. Woo, that was stressful. Chaos Dwarves though, good faction. Oh. Kadai Destroyer. Yo, Kadai Destroyer is hype. This time around, he didn't get that much value. But, you know, that's because Berserker was going for like a max mobility core. But he was really good at shoving units away. And we played the map fairly well too. Just making sure that we don't lose any points. It is a fairly large map, all things considered. So going for a lot of mobility can be quite strong. Because retaking those points, it just takes forever. Karnak didn't do much. I did get a free Blood Shrine kill. I think this artillery piece paid for itself just by forcing him to attack me. The Kadai were sick. This one was summoned twice, though. Sneaky Gits also really good, actually. I can see why people use Sneaky Gits so much. And this guy also got pretty decent value. 2,600. The Demon Smith Sorcerer of Hashit seems to be just consistently getting good value. Pretty nice. You'll love to see it. This time around, he was a bit more expensive, though. Trains. Yeah, I could have had some trains for some capture weight and for some sturdiness. I'm so bad with chariots, though, but I should probably learn how to use trains properly. I should do a train kite build or something. But yeah, we won that with a few minutes to spare. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. But it means if Berserker was a little bit... If they just sat around a bit longer without taking a fight. I don't know. I don't know if we would have done well. Because like a lot of my stuff doesn't win the mobility fight. It's just the Kadai that are really scary. Honestly, I probably should have just had one Kadai on each point once we had a good enough lead. But the value lead came a little slow. It did make for kind of a sketchy game. Yeah, our ball's a little too small for the Flames of Asgore to hit hard. Still, though, it hit a bunch of Blood Beasts. Gotta love that. Oh yeah, magic resist too. Yeah, Giga magic resist. Wait, is he at 50%? No, he's the same as all the other Khorne units, so it's not. Oh, on his Flesh Hound, he got the 50%. Totally forgot about that. Yeah, Flesh Hounds have 50% spell resist. That makes a lot of sense now, doesn't it? All good though. I will say this big single entity playstyle is... It's kind of weird. It's a little foreign to me. It feels like you can really lose on capture points, which is, that's what most people are doing. But like this and the Tomb Kings, where you kind of just... Yeah, getting a bunch of single entities. It's a pretty fun strategy. It hasn't been in the meta for a long time. True tragedy of greenskins is that they feel designed for land battle setups. Grimgore has 0 place in domination. Does he even have a place in land battle? I would be surprised if he did. Because he's not like Sigvald. He's not nearly as tanky. I feel like he would just get shot to death in land battle. Especially because land battle is much better for kiting. Though greenskins are naturally strong against kite. But that's because they bring Grom, not Grimgore. So I don't really see situations where you bring Grimgore. Yo, Flames of Asgore, though, such a fun spell. It's a very fun spell. And a lot of people are just not used to dealing with it. But it's like a fairly fast casting, just a mega damage ability. And it's very accurate, unlike other abilities. Like Purple Sun will drift around, which is not very good for maintaining damage on one location. But this one just hits all in the same spot. It's beautiful. Bring Grimgore to show dominance. Only if you can win, though. Otherwise, you just kind of look bad. But I'm sure it's been done. I'm sure Human Boy has cast some Grimgore wins. Net flame combo back. You want more Zaytan action? The problem is Zaytan is like kind of stupid expensive, man. It's 1,750 for kind of a mid lord. He doesn't have a lot going for him. You got Astrogoth over here. Astrogoth just on his own with Flamestorm is both cheaper and sometimes more effective than the Zaytan combo. Flamestorm's still pretty good. It is quite high damage. Honestly, Astrogoth Flamestorm is just solid. I only take this guy because I need the heal for the Kadai Destroyer, but you can totally just run them in reserve. If they're spending a ton of resources to kill the Kadai, you just spend 700 gold, you get a capture weight token with some range attacks, and all the value they put into the Kadai is wasted effectively. 50 in a row? Jeez, Razel. That's a lot of streams. That's like a year worth of cash prize. Feet picks. Feet picks, that's for future, alright? Feet picks are more expensive than you could possibly imagine. How do you know I even have feet? You haven't even seen my socks yet. You'd never throw a lord like Grimgore. Grimgore does have decent HP though, right? How many signups do we have so far? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we have 12 signups. It's just enough. Though 2 people dropped already. But they did play a match, so this should still be legal for Turin's thingamajig for his grand finals. Chaos Dwarf Elite Infantry and Guns meta. If CA had a proper dispel system for spells, you would actually see more expensive gun units, but the counter to expensive stuff is just damage spells, because you just get more value off of it. I guess you can make these guys absurd levels of tanky. Just make them like 9,000 HP or something, and then we're talking and people will just spam them. Yeah, that's right, Razel. That's right. Yo, 50 streams is crazy though. That's like 10 weeks of streaming if I was streaming on the reg, but I'm not. So that's like 3-4 months of back-to-back streams, especially during the inconsistent era. Yo, so nice to be consistently streaming again though. And I'm putting out videos again. Gonna be putting out lots of videos, lots of editing. I can focus on work finally. It's actually been months since I could focus on work. It's brutal. So one hell of a thing to hear just as you open the stream. Yeah, bad timing, man. But yeah, Chaos Dwarfs. I think so. The trains are amazing. Perfect Vigor is so good on them because it preserves their armor. On a unit that's charging a lot, it'll preserve their speed. There was a crazy strategy I was thinking about, which was Train Kite, where you just take 2 Iron Demons, 4 Wolf Riders, and then you just kite them. And then I guess you can use artillery to poke them even more, like a Hell Cannon or a Death Shriek. What if I do something like this? Astrogoth is 60 speed? That's crazy. He's train speed. The guy doesn't need to hop on the train, he just walks. But yeah, if you do something like this, and then you bring in some artillery, defend it with some Kadai, value trade up the wazoo, then you instantly win. The Dreadquake? Dreadquake would be hype if it could actually land hits faster than spells. I'm pretty sure a Vangeist Revenge will do damage before the Dreadquake would at far ranges. This thing has such a crazy arc of fire. It's so easy to dodge. People have to use a glitch to fire with it in melee. Dreadquake train. Ah, I see. You want this? You want this action? It's a pretty funny idea. But yeah, probably not. Probably not. This is a tryharding stream. Only if I face someone I feel like I could actually win with that. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. Yes, debug camera. If you want a link to the YouTube video, I believe exclamation mark how zoom will show it off very well. There it is. Yeah, if you want to know how to zoom out further, that's a video. My gaming chair squeaking like a clan rat. Yeah, it's old. It's a little janky. Oh. Yeah. I'll need to figure that out eventually. Look, I just moved in, okay? I don't have the funds to get this changed. I just bought a dinner table so I can start hosting events with friends. It was actually pretty sick. I got it from the building. Like someone was selling it on the cheap. So I got like a nice like wooden table for $250. Super convenient. Just transported it from one unit to another. Didn't need a car or anything. Oh my goodness. Super value. Dude, Facebook Marketplace thrifting. Huge. Absolutely huge. But I don't think I'll be able to thrift a good chair. Maybe not. Are you renting or no? I am a proud owner of a condo unit now. We got it recently, man. I did the adult thing. I went to the bank. I was like, one condo, please. Can I have some monies? And they're like, no. Have you seen your job? And I'm like, okay. All right, I see how it is. But I did find a separate company to get me a loan, a mortgage. It was annoying though. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you plan on owning property in the future, YouTube is not very consistent and will hurt your chances when talking to banks. You'll have to go through a few more hoops. It's possible though, if you are as privileged as me, I guess, and you have very giving parents. They did help some, but they didn't actually pay much for the condo. They paid for like a lot of other stuff in my life, basically. Apparently when I was a kid, they signed up for some program where they like put a little bit of money away every month or whatever. And then that paid for my university school. So I finished school debt-free. It is kind of insane, my privilege. And I want to make it very clear that that is where I'm coming from. Don't get the wrong idea. You plan on being reincarnated into a billionaire's family? Oh yeah, be careful though. If they get too rich, they start not giving money to their children. That's like a thing that they do sometimes. Where they're like, I gotta teach them the right way. Actually, that's something everyone does at all income levels. But it's no surefire way. The strat is healthy family. Also quite rare, it turns out. from what I've every time I talk to other people. Man, am I a lucky person. I'm not trying to rub it in though. Maybe I should change topics if I don't want to rub it in. You don't want to go cheap on chairs with the amount of time you spend in them. You want something that's actually good ergonomically. Yeah, this one apparently is super ergonomic. Apparently it's like super mega ergonomic. It's not just like a gaming chair. Oh, hey, nice. Next opponent's Ty L. Okay. But, yeah. For sure, for sure. There's a few things that you should be spending money on, and a few things that are better off thrifted. If you just thrift everything, you can end up screwing your health over, right? You know, you eat badly, and then, yeah. Life's complicated. But alright, next opponent. And it's gonna be Edge of the Darkwood. This is a giant map. This is a humongous map. Try the heal on the Kadai Destroyer. I do have it, but no one's focusing it because they know I have heals. It's kind of a ripoff, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, this should be fun though. So they're gonna be counter picking. Who you guys think they're gonna play? You think we'll see some Norska action? 9-year-old chair? Dang. Yo, I've had this chair since before I started streaming. So this chair is like... This chair is probably getting up there like 8, 9 years old now. Dark Elves with Hydras, eventually. You can do the Ponty strats. What's this about Soylent? You won't cheap out on shoes, mattress, or office chair. Yeah, that sounds about right. I'm not buying like luxury shoes, but getting just a solid pair of shoes. Getting, yeah, good chairs. Mattress for sure. You definitely want a good mattress. Especially considering how much time you'll spend owning the mattress. Like, a mattress, generally speaking, right? Let's say you spend $1,000 on a mattress, right? You know, and you have it for, let's say you only sleep on it for 3 years, which is pretty short. Most people would go much longer, right? But that means it's $1 a day. That is not very much. You know, any monthly subscription worth more than $30 is going to be it's going to be more than your mattress. And if you sleep on the mattress for like seven years, let's say, then it's actually pennies a day. This is assuming you take care of your mattress though, and you don't obliterate it. After your mid-20s, you aren't made out of rubber bands anymore. I'm feeling it. My mid-20s have passed. I'm an old man now. If we ever get to the point where CA isn't updating the game and its community patches, you hope Iron Demons get a bit more variability to them. What do you mean by that? How do you make them more variable? Mattress subscription. Oh boy. None of the subscription business, not in this chat. Okay, yeah, maybe you don't need to spend $10,000 on a mattress. I've seen some that go insane on prices, and they feel basically the same as like the 1,000 ones. But like once you go like cheaper and you can just feel the springs digging into your back, it starts getting less worth. War Shrine of Hashut that gives minor map-wide vigor while charged and maybe heals Kadai. It's interesting. They should have like a hell cannon train. Dark Elves, Ogre Kingdoms, and Vampire Coast. Interesting. Did Chaos Dwarfs beat Coast? Did they beat Coast? Coast might actually be a little tricksy for them. Unless the Chaos Dwarf Warriors are just God tier. Which they might be. Map's kind of big though. I could play versus Dark Elves. That's kind of funny. I'll play versus Vampire Coast. Why not? Why not? That sounds actually quite fun. Now, Vampire Coast, I imagine. So I'm gonna have to change up my build quite a bit. But yeah, the Coasties, I imagine they'll be pretty annoying for Chaos Dwarves. There's a few units that are just solid. And can probably cleave through zombies like no one's business, but I think it's going to be far from an easy fight. As Coast, you're scared of terrain-protected death shrieks and hobgoblin archers en masse. This map's pretty flat, though. You really think hobgoblin, like massed hobgoblin archers, can get the job done? They cost so much. They cost more than elven archers and they have less range. But I guess their damage output is not bad. It'd be pretty hard to catch them too, so you can kind of like pseudo kite with them, I guess. Maybe I'll try it out. Maybe I'll give it a go. What else is good versus Coast? So you need something to counter the dog units. If they summon a dog, you just summon your dog counter, and then you're chilling. Hobgoblin sneaky gits are hard, maybe. They're probably not bad. There's Morngulls and the like, though, which are a little tricksy, but Morngulls shouldn't be that bad, right? Okay, how does one kill Morngulls? I actually don't know. Death Streaks is a weird one too, but the map is so big, there's no way they'll actually get cannons on my Death Streaks. And there's no way I can really shut down the cannons effectively. We'll try out this build, see how it goes. You got an ad? Oh, sorry. Cheap archers are difficult to handle on Coast? Okay. Though, like, these hobgoblins are not cheap. They're like mid-tier cheap. But like, there's a reason why Kislev doesn't do well against Coast. I'm sure hobgoblin archers do more DPS than Kislev archers, though. Yo, a Kadai Fireborn ROR would be sick. That would be pretty nice. Hey, out of region, what's up? You think Coast is gonna cook me with the gun bats? Gun bats are pretty good. I guess I should have something to deal with gun bats. They're not that good though, are they? Yeah, there's no way gun bats beat this. Yo, is the game gonna ready up or are we lagging? Okay. That's a bad sign. This might be a laggy match, we'll see. Oh, Gunbat's still bugged. You know, at longer ranges, they've always been able to shoot. It's mostly just like the close range thing. So I don't have a great idea. They're probably good enough to get the job done. But nah, I think we're fine. Vampire Coast is just a scary faction in general, but they ain't no world beaters. Not in every matchup. Gunbat diplomacy. why Warbear Riders are so bad for Kislev. They're just too expensive. We call it a paper hammer over here, where it's the right shape, it's just not good. It's just not quality enough. One day Sia will look at Coast. Like, shouldn't they get something for the Nagash DLC? I feel like that would make sense, right? You give all the undead factions a little something something. Fireglaves and cook here, I would imagine. Good luck, have fun. All right, let's see if I feel completely powerless or what here. I think I have enough to deal with most threats. Matchup looks rough for Chaos Dwarves. Any faction with cannons can be quite scary. It can be quite scary for Chaos Dwarves. Aranessa, dude. Aranessa's net is so sad compared to every other net in the game. It's one of the only nets, I think. It might be the only net that can only hit ground units. I feel like there might be a second one. But, yeah, I guess its range is okay, but the duration is, like, super short. It's not a great one, let me tell you. But alright, the build. So I have a lot of infantry here. I think I do kind of want to fight the Vampire Coast in melee. Because I have Chaos Dwarf Warriors who are just good. They're just a solid unit. And they should be able to grind through near endless numbers of zombies. But it will take a very long time. So that's why we're starting with them, so they can get the fighting done early. I got my Death Shriek going. We got some Kadai. Hobgoblins for days to deal with the scurvy dogs. What's not to love? The bloats. If he wins with bloats, that would be awkward. You doubt CA will get permission to add anything to Coast? Ooh, maybe. What if they, but then if they only give stuff to Tomb Kings and Vampire Counts? What if they only give stuff to Tomb Kings? That doesn't feel right. I don't know. We'll see. Windows error sound trying to chuck her net out of Sea Beast. Yeah. Poor Aranessa. What the Aranessa? He actually took Aranessa. What a guy. Are you insane? Okay, so we got some carronades over here. I can thankfully line of sight the carronades. But that is actually an Aranessa. The Salt Spite. Hobgoblin Sneaky gets a scary. Their ranged attacks are quite punishing. Carronades are not super accurate. So it should be okay. And he summoned in more carronades. Okay. Already though, I've gotten a pretty decent amount of value. The question is, do I want to try and shut down the carronades or what? I don't know. Obviously they beat Kadai. Okay, there's a lot of dogs here. So that tells me I need my mobility to defend my archers. Definitely gonna want that. It's Crab Nessa? What the jeez, man? What are you doing? What is this build even? Guy's insane. The guy has actually gone off the deep end. He has Crab Nessa. Oh, I guess the rest of the build is fine, but he has Crab Nessa, bro. What can one do against such vicious memery? She's gonna net me. What's the range of it? It's only 100 meters. It's not that far. Oh, he's going for the big doggy. The big doggy swarm. With the Crab Nessa support. Gonna need to try and peel for these guys. It's a little awkward. It's okay. I think they botched that charge a little bit. Very nice. These ones also botched their charge. Very, very nice. Let's just get this fight started. I want my archer shooting as much as possible. And the dogs, they can't do that much here. Not against the sneaky gits. They have anti-infantry, so they're actually really good versus dogs. I'm gonna countercharge these dogs over here. Gonna bring in the Aranessa, but we're still doing okay. My archers are popping off. Routes off one of my dudes, but we're still cooking. And my sneaky gets, one of them is still holding. If I can get 2,000 gold worth of dogs here from the get-go, I think we're just sitting comfy. No point bringing out the artillery pieces just yet, by the way. That would be a bit of a misplay. Ooh, look at that dog massacre. Doesn't feel too great as a coast enjoyer. But, playing as the Chaos Dwarves, this is certainly a nice advantage for me. Now, a couple guns are still gonna hurt. These are handgunners. They do a lot of damage. But they ain't too bad. Also, I have archers up the wazoo, man. We're just gonna shoot them to death. Looking over here, seems like we did lose the hobgoblins, but we traded them for dogs, so that's still a very good uptrade. Here comes the spell casting. Zaytan dodging with the speed of 1,000,000 dwarves. Very nice. And as we know, having played so much Vampire Coast, these guys aren't going to uptrade my archers. That is simply an impossibility. They summon in a Vangeist Revenge Caster. What is this build, man? This is a crazy build. Ooh, dang. Those guys got cooked up. Very nice. Well, he's going to chuck out a Vangeist Revenge. I might as well line it up so that I can bait it out and then dodge it and make my opponent feel bad about taking a cool build. I think that's a pretty good strat. Yeah, let me just line it up a bit more. Give me a second. There we go. And then you're just gonna cast it. Come on, you know you want to. It's so lined up. It's perfect. All right, and we dodge. And then we do the thing that counters the spell. Now it's gonna clip some goblins, but for like what, 18 winds of magic? That's pretty bad. Definitely not what you want to see. And we're just gonna park them over here and have them continue getting the value. Trains are doing goodies. I have yet more magics over here. Aranessa will just ignore for now, and this point will definitely be going my way very soon. Just have to stop these zombies from getting on the point. I'll just knock them off like so. Aranessa I can start bullying. Zaytan is doing great. We just have to avoid this situation. Wrong shot on Aranessa. Whoopsie-doopsies. This is going well, though. Winning the battle or making the opponent feel bad. It's okay. I'm giving him free Astrogoth. Alright. Yeah, you gotta bait out a couple things though. The value you get from him just burning an entire Vangeist Revenge is insane. Oh yeah, look, he's trying to push onto the point, but I still have capture weight. Absolutely insane. Train's gonna need an evac though. It's kind of stuck around a few things. Morangles can also slow it down. Just gonna use a train as a shotgun for now. Did I kill the caster? No, caster is still alive. So next Vangeist should be here soon. I just have to be a little careful. These archers actually need to run away from the bats. Astrogoth got a dip. But the trains, they should be just fine. They're doing just great. That was the artillery massacring Aranessa, by the way. And do my guys have X charge defense versus large? Okay, very nice. So that's gonna keep them holding versus these animated hulks pretty well. Having the superior dwarven infantry, always quite good. And I guess you were right. Hobgoblin archers hurt, man. They're kind of a menace here. In that they just kill, like, everything, bro. Are you gonna chuck a Vangeist? I'm waiting for it. I'm expecting it. Goes for the Vangeist over there. Dude, is it still gonna miss? Don't tell me it still misses after all that. Oh, brutal. It still misses. It even with these guys, I didn't even dodge them. Rip. Coolest spell on the roster, man. Oh no. Not the Vangeist whiff. That's pretty brutal. It doesn't get worse than that, man. You chuck out a cool spell and it just kind of does nothing. His caster has more value from melee probably than the Vangeist. Oh no, bro. GG, well played. Well, that was brutal. I don't think they played the tightest Vampire Coast game at the end of the day. I think the matchup can be a lot worse. But there were a few things that I noted. The trains were really annoying once the guns were dead. Flamestorm is also really good. And Sneaky Gits are actually one of the best units on the roster. Those are the things I learned today. I think if I just spam Sneaky Gits, Kadai, and Wolf Riders, it honestly kind of set. My archers actually didn't get that much damage. Dude, that cannon did nothing. This one did nothing, man. I just gave them no targets. Yeah, this fleet captain got as much value as one Sneaky Git, and she costs twice as much. And uses magic. That's terrible. Still, though, well played to my opponent. I think just the build didn't really have a lot going for it. Aranessa with the 71. Oof, man, dude. You can't be having that. Yeah. Aranessa's cool and all, but man, there's a reason why she's a meme. Bro, the Aranessa. That's real rough. Inflicting peak emotional damage over here. The rough part is that I've played so much Vampire Coast that even though it was years ago when I played them, I have a pretty good idea of like when the cooldowns will hit on stuff like Vangeists. Because I used to meme with them too and just experimented a ton. So like there's kind of just a sense of like, yeah, it's coming for me. I know where they want to put it down to. And then it just makes dodging it so much easier. It's so sad, man. Vampire Coast, they really gotta nerf the zombies and buff up everything else. You know, make the guns good again. Make the depth guard good again. I want Coast Prime, okay? If Vampire Coast is not running handguns and depth guard as the meta, then they are not a complete faction. That is like the whole power fantasy. That's like if Bretonia had bad cavalry, right? Brutal. None of your tournament losses ever felt as one-sided as losing to Archer spam on Coast. If you are having trouble with Archer spam as Coast, the best way to deal with it is Silostra with Tide Call, which slows units down. Goes to the pass to summon cavalry to jump their archers, and then dogs for cleanup duty. The problem? You have to be really good at microing dogs to pull that off, because if the archers rally at high entity count, low HP, they're still going to do a lot of damage. There's an easier playstyle that will lose to better players, but totally works versus weaker players. And that's the mortar strat. Some people chevron these to silver chevrons because it makes them more accurate. To a noticeable degree. And as long as you don't lose these guys, they hammer archers well enough where you can pull out some wins that way too. And then of course you still want to have some dogs. But first and foremost, it's a mortar build. You keep them alive and it's not the end of the world. Now there might be some factions that take artillery to shoot them. But if you have cannons shooting these guys, you're just going to win the points with your zombies. And of course, Silostra summons can deal with artillery too. So it's not impossible, but definitely one of the hardest matchups are against, you know, high elves and the like. Expecting a Vampire Coast buff in the Nagash DLC. A lot of people mention buffs and, you know, they're like, the DLC is just gonna, they're just gonna make everything so good. And then that's how they get their money. But honestly, you know, don't attribute to malice what can be explained by incompetence, something along those lines. But no, when CA adds a unit, they basically roll the dice on whether or not it will be too strong, too weak, or perfectly balanced. There's a 1 in 3 chance of a unit being too strong. If they add 6 new units to a faction, 2 of them are probably going to be busted. And those units will shift the meta, right? So, you know, it's not like they're trying to make everything strong. Because let me show you some units that came in DLCs that sucked butts. Like everything, man. Like, look at that. You think warp grinders were added and CA was like, yeah, we're gonna make them so good. They're gonna be so broken, this warp grinder unit. Oh man, Eshin Triads. Everyone fears the Eshin Triad DLC unit, that's for sure. You know, like Norska, okay, yeah, you got some winners, right? Bearmen, obviously. Bearmen are very good. But, you know, it's definitely a lot of losers, too. On Norska side, they did get a lot of good stuff, you know, Dreadmaw, but, like, are people screaming about the Eden being OP? How about this guy that was added a while ago, the Cockatrice? Oh, woe is me, right? You can see there's just a high variability on the units they add. Now, from a player perspective, you only see the units that are way too strong. But I think the CA's just shotgunning the balance with new units explanation. It also fills this. You know, like it also makes sense as an explanation. The Coatl? Yeah, the Coatl. Can we try hard the Kadai Destroyer? Already did, Sophie. We already did. It was pretty good, as you can see right there. Luther Harkin. Luther Harkin's pretty hype. That's old meta. Yeah, Luther would be pretty hype. Don't know how he does versus the Death Shriek though. Death Shriek's pretty nice. Death Shriek's pretty nice. Oh my gosh, don't get me started on Slaanesh. Slaanesh, everyone was like, Pleasure Seekers ended up kind of being an average unit at the end of the day. Everyone is like, man, Slongors are so OP. The Slaanesh DLC, they're just making Slaanesh super strong. But then everyone forgets that Praeton exists. Champions of Slaanesh are slightly subpar too. Like, Praeton, Champions of Slaanesh, and Pleasure Seekers are all slightly subpar. Devotees see like 0 play in Domination. It's just a Slongor, man. Now, obviously, this thing is meta-defining, but I would argue it's as meta-defining as this is bad. I think, you know, Slaanesh would not be nearly as scary if they had to take a Praeton every time they took Slongors. Man, people would rejoice, man. That would be the most balanced thing ever. Honestly, that'd be a hilarious way to balance factions. I should host tournaments where the strongest factions have to run certain units. Like Slaanesh has to put the Scourge of Ardenn in their main army. I think the game's balanced once you do this. You actually, Slaanesh might even be too weak if you do this. Who cares if they're like spamming all the crazy good stuff, right? You got a whole fat 2,000 gold down the drain. You go to like Beastman. Beastman's pretty strong. Not anymore. Got him. Oh, hey, we got B6 again. Oh man, honestly, that would be pretty funny as a tournament. You don't even have to balance it, right? You don't have to mod anything in. That's kind of funny. That's kind of funny. Skaven obviously wouldn't have to take anything. We leave them alone. I wonder how the meta would shift with something like that. Yeah, this tournament's Chaos Dwarf only. That's the challenge. So I'm Chaos Dwarf. What are you gonna do? B6? What are you gonna throw at me? I presume he doesn't want to play greenskins again. Terracotta Sentinels. They used to not suck when Warhammer just launched. Go back to tournaments when Warhammer 3 just dropped. People were doing double Terracotta Sentinel, Meow Ying heal stacking. It was kind of fun. Greenskins again. Very nice. And the map is Changes Madhouse. That's a good one. Oh. Sorry, eyes dry. All right. Admitting is done. This is a good map. Changes Madhouse. Oh, no, it's the wide open map. Oh, interesting. Honestly, the super big maps are nice for some good old skirmish artillery plays. Maybe I just do that. There's one tournament match with that versus Nikari. 2 Sentinels versus Nikari. That's pretty fun. It's nice when you can see it every once in a while. Not so great if it becomes the meta. That's kind of the fine balance that you gotta work out. You know, any composition will get old if it's the only composition you see. So it's all about making the other ones good enough. Yo, Chaos Dwarfs are actually a pretty easy faction to balance your money on. Because you have 500 gold units and 600 gold units. You have units in the 50 range to spend that too. Yeah, I find Chaos Dwarves, their stuff lines up pretty well. It's pretty nifty. You love to see it. You'll also notice I'm running like no Bull Centaurs. I think Bull Centaurs are a bad unit. I know some people love the Hashut's Dark Ravagers. Some people will swear by them, but yeah. I don't know, man. I am not particularly impressed by them because they cost almost as much as Royal Altdorf Griffites and they feel just as squishy. Not a place you want them to be in. Yo, normal Hobgoblin Cutthroats are so much worse than the Sneaky Gets. Because they don't have anti-infantry or poison. Stat-wise alone, I could see the 100 gold difference. But they also don't have a ranged attack. That's insane how bad Hobgoblin Cutthroats are compared to Sneaky Gets. Actually insane. But alright, composition. What do I want? We may see some big spiders today. We may see some big ol' ginormous spiders. It can be risky taking too much artillery. because if you do, well, maybe. Oh, if you take too much artillery, maybe you just can't capture points because you have nothing to bring in. But we'll see. I'll be back in a second. And we're back. Oh, and we're in game. Hell yeah. Alright, let's see how this goes. So, lots of skirms, lots of sneaky gets. That's basically going to be an instant capture. And the idea here is I got 2 juicy pieces of artillery ready to hammer into my dear opponent. He's probably going to want to rush him down. Blocker, I'm so sorry. He's probably going to want to rush him down. But I have some nasty summons to defend him. Could die. We got hobgoblins. It's all good. They have a double feral wyvern. Oh, that's not good for him. I think double feral wyvern is the worst thing against these unless he pulls off the nastiest of rushes. But B6 is gonna need a filthy rush to stop these artillery pieces from cooking his face off. He's gonna need a disgusto rush for sure. Whoop. And we got the dodge. Only partial. Could have been slightly better. Are we gonna get rampaged? There it is. Rampage is the melee one though. Don't know if that's actually good for him. Gonna get right in there. How long do we have? 3 seconds. Fine by me. And he netted them. Okay, actually pretty good then. Still gonna take a lot of damage. But definitely a worthwhile kind of trade. As you can see. I do have tickets though. And I am still hammering him with my artillery pieces. Oh crap. Flame up. Got Astrogoth way too far forwards. Whoops it oopsies. Is he gonna get blended though? He's in the blender. Astrogoth with the flame storm. Gonna be getting lots of deeps off. I think I need some more mobility though. Here we go. Should be able to get them in there. Astrogoth did get netted. Honestly, he's doing quite a bit of nasty work, but his lord's gonna die here if he's not careful. I do have quite a bit of stuff here. And my double artillery piece is just gonna bully those wyverns. So while I did make a few misplays, I think it's still actually not that bad for me. It's just body block over here. Keep hammering with the artillery pieces. And as long as Astrogoth don't die, I'm okay. He can definitely pull through the infantry here. I don't think the wyverns will do great there. Do these guys have devastating flanker? They don't. But it should still be fine. I think since it's such an infantry heavy army, a train here would kind of be perfect. We're gonna do that. Astrogoth gonna leave. We're going to bully them archers real quick with a bit of a flame storm. Astrogoth fighting the wyvern. He's doing his bestest. The question is, does the wyvern beat Astrogoth? Astrogoth is pretty chonky. I will say this build has done better against me than the other, just because I'm a little ill-prepared, making a few misplays here and there. But Astrogoth is too tanky. Once that charge bonus wears off, look at the stat difference. 50 melee defense to like no melee attack. That thing has a 15% chance to hit. Astrogoth absolutely is going to crump some faces there. And here is the dead wyvern. Pretty brutal. Yeah, wyvern's down. That's basically it. Kind of nifty though. Ooh, right in the dome. Goodbye, wyvern. What you got? Just some combat buffs. Nothing too crazy. And the sneaky gits once again proved themselves to be quite good. Though I must say these artillery pieces are equally terrifying. When you're just hammering them constantly with these things, these are insanely good, man. They're crazy good. What did he do there? Sting of Snagla. He just snagled me. Pretty nifty. Oh, not enough magic. Oh, that's okay. Can we get a dodge from the Astrogoth? No. So it does land the hit. But boom and boom. And it's dead. And it's freaking dead. Oh my goodness. That's so brutal. Dude, Astrogoth does not die. Astrogoth does not fool around. I don't even have the thing that makes him tankier the lower he gets. He's just a Mega Chad. He's just kind of insane, I guess. How much life does he have? He does have a huge HP pool, by the way. 6,500 is a lot. Yeah, I think we just close this out with a couple of units over here. Gonna check out the flame storm right on top of those boys. Snagla's going in for the duel. He does have better stats. Can he do it though? We'll see. Nope. If there's one lord I cannot throw, it is Astrogoth. Oh my gosh, what a Chad. Look at him. 2,000 value. The guy doesn't die. Well, goodbye, Snagla. Another one bites the dust. They never learn. What a sick menace of a dwarf. Actually indestructible. Oh, we got more boys coming though. Everybody's gonna tap out. GG, well played. Well, that was nasty. That was yeah, that was straight nasty. 4-0 with the Chaos Dwarves. Today is a good day. All right, that's a win for me. Astrogoth obviously got the mega value. The wyverns did not get the mega value. Neither did much else, because there was just nothing to stop me from just hammering him all game. I even kind of threw Astrogoth at the beginning and let him get netted and surrounded. I lost a skirmisher. Tactically, B6 did quite well, but I think the build difference was a bit too much. Yo, yo! I'm up against Tryharding next. Let's do it. Deathspeakers didn't get that much value, but they were still cooking. If only the wyverns were a bit more expensive, they could have gotten more value. But yeah, Jade Tomb. Been a while since I played on this map, actually. We're up against Tryharding, so what will they be playing? I have 4 wins. No one else has 3 wins. I think we accidentally denied too many wins from people. That's a little awkward. I just need to add that function that adds wins so that the top 4 can be decided. But yeah, maybe there's no top 4. I don't know. Yeah, Chaos Dwarfs, correct. Greenskins need a flying Grimgore. Let's see here. Okay, the Savage Orc Shaman on a Wyvern is not bad because he doesn't rampage. But definitely their air game is very weak. They don't even have like anti-air stuff. Aside from, I guess, their archers. Maybe their skirmishers. Can you reduce chevrons for Regiment of Renown units? Unfortunately, no. See these guys? No chevron button. Nothing to click. Yeah, the Death Streaks obviously super shut down the worms. So for 1,300, they shut down a 1,300 unit. Perfect. So even if Caradoc wins this, they don't make it to top 4. Berserk is in the top 4 though at 3 wins. Adler, if they win, they'll also make it to top 4. But then, well then that's it. That's a little awkward. Dude, B6 matching into me twice is rough. That's a rough one. So, okay. Yeah, I'll probably need to give everyone +1 win. I'll do it after this match so that there's no errors. Beastmen, Dark Elves, and Ogre Kingdoms. I feel like a Kadai Destroyer could be really fun versus Beastmen because I have a home point. I'll play versus, or I play versus Ogres and I get to use Death Shrieks. I'll play versus Ogre Kingdoms. Let's try out some matchups that I'm like not as familiar with, right? Ogre Kingdom should be a little complicated. They have the mass and the fightiness to just push through everything. And just jump my poor artillery pieces. Hobgoblin bolt throwers. You want to take more artillery? More artillery, you say? Honestly, maybe. But yeah, big thing is just don't get rushed first and foremost. Ogres always have that threat. And if you go too heavy on the range, they can just run you over. It's not pretty. Let's take some of these. Kadai Fireborn are not very good versus Ogre Bulls, right? I think I'm supposed to cut those. The Iron Demons are going to be less effective too. So what is good versus Ogres here? Well, obviously the artillery pieces. I can shoot them up pretty hard. If I'm being rushed, these ones are pretty solid too. Oh boy, this is a build. Is it a good build? The question we must always ask ourselves. I would say it is not terrible, but it could very well still lose me the game completely. It's not the best build, I'll tell you that. I think I've constructed better before. Yeah, I get the feeling that he's just gonna rush me with 50 bowls. Does anyone else have that kind of sinking feeling that you're just gonna be taken down by 50 million ogres? Full Noblar as Chaos Dwarves. Oh, my full Noblar ogre build? Yeah. That's true. Full Noblar is also pretty terrifying. Ogres can be a nasty little faction. I guess these guys are okay. They're okay, I guess. Do not feel like a good one though. Yeah, dude, how do you clear ogres with chaos dwarves, man? I guess maybe I can just army wipe them. As a rough strategy, just army wiping them is not the worst idea ever. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's just try this. Bull Center Great Weapons good here? I don't know, man. I think they get blasted by lead belchers and other ogre shooting. I have a weird build. There's a chance it just completely flubs, so we might as well have a bit of fun. I'm making it to top 4 regardless. Let's actually take a look at the top 4. So there's myself, Adler, and Berserker. Okay. Rogue AI and Driver, yeah. So top 4 is going to be a little nifty, a little difficult. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Yeah. All right. Let's see how this goes. Flames of Asgore or Burning Head. Those are pretty nice spells. I don't think it has a lot of stuff it can do versus ogres, but they're definitely pretty nice spells. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Let's do it. So if Caradoc beats me, then they would be in top 4. If they lose, then they likely would not be in top 4, and Tyel might make it instead. That's what we're kind of looking at right now. If Rogue AI wins, yeah, so... Oh, yeah, no. I think Caradoc is going to make it regardless, actually. No, they have to win it, because then they won't have enough wins. They'll only have 1 win, which is not enough to make it into top 4. So this match actually does determine who makes it and who does not. This should be fun then. I get to knock him out early, and then I would be facing probably Tyel. Yeah. So if I beat them here, then I don't have to worry about them in the finals, the semifinals. My eyes, they dry. All right, let's do it. Low pressure Kingmaker game. Yeah. Pretty nice. And we're in. You almost want to play ogres again, but I feel like they're almost 2-1 note. So I'm gonna stay away from these trees. That tends to be a place where they rush you. I'm gonna use my artillery to block up this area. Then I'm going to use my skirms over here to bully any rush. This map is super long. It's quite difficult to rush all the way across it. All right, let's do. Ready. Good luck, have fun. The battle for the top 4 qualification. Yeah, we got these. Someone said Hobgoblin bolt throwers are not bad here. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little skeptical, but I gotta give it a go. I have a Kadai Destroyer, which is basically the... It's just screaming, fight me. And we cover both points. So that should make life quite difficult for them. And immediately, we'll just beeline it over here. Those man-eaters? Those are gold man-eaters. What are you doing? Oh, I see. He feels safe because he has other skirms. I see. So I gotta be careful. There's trappers over here. We got some powder guts in here too. None of this is particularly scary though. Just gotta be a little careful about the trappers. Dodge most of their attacks. Debuff them with fire weakness. Life is good. We're going for the next trapper unit, who's gonna brace up to shoot at the Kadai. Nope, they're running it. They're making a break for it. They don't want any of this smoke. And that is gonna be bad for them, because the man-eaters have fully abandoned them. And that's 1,000 gold down the drain. That's pretty bad. They straight up shattered. What is going on? What's with the leadership here, man? How'd they shatter? Bro, those Noblars, they still have half their entities, bro. What do you mean you just shattered? Oh my goodness. Well, that's awkward. It's awkward for all sides, honestly. Ah, crap. I got too close, so the traps triggered on some of my dudes. Slightly unfortunate, but this is still an amazing start for us. I'll take it. Next up, we get an Infernal Castellan. Very annoying to deal with, because they can just shoot him up forever. I can move these guys all the way over here and start pew-pewing them. Noblar Kingdoms. They did their best. It's just the best was not very good. Some lead belchers show up. Okay, well that just makes my artillery even stronger. You'd love to see it. We're just gonna post up here for my vigor to reset a little bit. Just gonna get a nasty little volley over there on the skirms. Not the skirmishers, with my skirmishers, that is. These guys will be successfully chased off. And now my opponent is in a very awkward position. They can no longer rush me because they've summoned lead belchers. So now what? You can't rush the Chaos Dwarves. You're gonna get shot up into oblivion. So realistically, all I gotta do is make sure that I don't die to something stupid. Just make sure I don't have too much range that can get rushed down, and then just trust that my artillery will cook for me. And we are goodies. Maybe I can get a Death Shrieker shot on those pigback riders, bully them a little bit. Or I can just target these guys. Gotta remember to turn on Fire at Will again. I want to make this trek as long and perilous as it can be. This guy has not Uranian, so it doesn't work versus Chaos Dwarf artillery. Curse of the Midnight Wind is kind of wild though. Oh my gosh, look at this guy's range. Jeez. What a sick amount of range we got going there. He can shoot at the lead belchers. Oh, not the lead belchers, the powder guts. Look at him, he's plonking away. And 1,000,000 damage a shot. Huge. Well, this is nice. Let's take a pot shot over here. That Lord is gonna die soon. Very nice. Whoops. Moving up a little bit too much. Selected the wrong units there. It's my B. But yeah, my skirmishers definitely trade well here. I think he's slightly out of position. I think that was the wrong target shot. Or no, maybe it's the right one. If it hits them, it could do a lot of damage. Oh man, that's a lot of value. I will say, if you misplay against the Chaos Dwarves, it can hurt real bad. But now is the time for the big rush. My opponent has decided enough is enough. I'm pushing in with a bunch of bowls. The question is, can they actually get enough leverage here? I have a massive army. They really will be able to get a lot of work done. Powder Guts got pounded by my skirmishers too. And we have Sneaky Gits here ready to just chuck a million shots at his face. We got a nice little retreat over here. He might not be looking at the trappers too. I'm gonna go for it. It's a little risky. He might see the telegraph. Yeah, nah, not worth it. We're just gonna bully these guys instead with a million shots. Bully them. Sneaky Gits. I can see why they are called Sneaky Gits. They are very annoying to deal with, that's for sure. And his main eater's just getting annihilated, bro. Dude, this is just so annoying. It's just super cagey defensive play style. He did rout off one unit though. Lead Belcher's got him. But yeah, it's just super cagey. And it's just like, hey, you gotta either walk across the entire map to rush me, or you just slowly get burned down. There's just not a lot to do, really. And we continue the kite. We've used up all of our Sneaky Git ammunition. We still have a couple more, though. They're ready and rearing to go. Castellan is so good at trading. But we have more to do. So they're starting to push over here with some trappers. We're going to chuck out a flame storm right there. That should bully them pretty bad. And it lands perfectly. Could not have been a better flame storm cast. Goodbye trappers, I guess. They're off the battlefield. But the battle's not done just yet. I still have to get my bolt throwers ready to go. I don't want to push forwards, because we're focused on trying to just army wipe my opponent, essentially. Desperately trying to get this point. If I can just be a little cagey and hold on to it for a little longer, then I think he's screwed. I just need to hold on to the point just a little bit. Is that a chain lightning? Oh my gosh. I guess I did flame storm his trappers, and if that's worth, then that means this is probably worth too. Makes a lot of sense. It's still going to be very difficult though. I'm also going to start Lord sniping his face. I think that'll be very good. The fight is on though. The fight has begun. Let's see how this goes. Bulls are coming in hot. Can I hold on to the points long enough? That's a bit of a blob, which is good for me. If I can get my spell up in 6 seconds, that'd be perfect. We're just gonna try and force it a little harder. It's not hitting quite how I want it to, so we're just gonna disengage from that. Let's get in this dude. He's gonna heal up the Kadai. We just need to pull back a little bit. This flame storm, pretty good though. Gonna rout off a bunch of ogre bulls. I just need to hold for a little while. This rush is pretty nasty though. It actually is getting quite a bit of pushing power on me. And if he gets a little further, I might actually be screwed. Look at that value coming back. Though my artillery is doing okay. Gotta remember I have this stuff. I'm just gonna, yeah, pull back with the Kadai a little bit. Astrogoth does manage to win this fight, but it's actually a little sketchy. Just a little bit, though. Artillery's gonna have to retreat. Kadai will thankfully get the heals on, though. And bully the Iron Guts. My guns are online and operational, and his lord is running for the hills. So if we keep him running, we're good. Though I am actually out of units to resummon. A little awkward. But I think we're okay. Big route. If I can hold on to this point, I'm okay. I think that's kind of my basis here. Kadai is healed too. Very nice. Very, very nice. We're seeing a lot of routes too. These gun units are pretty sick. I'm gonna have to summon in, I guess, this thing. Little awkward, actually. I don't know how I feel about the, yeah, I don't know how I feel about little artillery pieces here. They feel a little sketch. But he is down a lord now, so I guess it ain't too bad. I can lose the artillery pieces too. It's totally fine. Got the Zula Who's being called out. Kadai is still alive and cooking pretty hard. Did I lose one of my range units or something? They just got deleted. I'm not sure by what. The lead belchers. I think they just deleted an entire unit. Well, that's awkward. A little bit unfortunate. But if I can jump the lead belchers, we'll still be okay. Kadai is still alive at the end of the day, and I am healing it up a ton. I just need these lead belchers to lay off for a second. But yeah, I think I totally let the lead belchers cook me alive. It happens. This is okay though. Let's stack it up. Let's get some sneaky gets. How's the train doing? Pretty good. And those guys are anti-large, but he does have a triple cap, and the tickets are not super great. He might actually be able to pull back here if I'm not careful. I need to secure this point back ASAP. And that means I probably need to summon in some skirms, I guess, to actually get over here. Kadai and Astrogoth are gonna have to get here. Little dude over here is gonna need a cook. It's actually a little awkward. This is actually a little awkward. Is he gonna pull it back? I don't know. With my mobility coming in, it's still going to be a little sus. You gotta remember, I have a whole train here too. That's a pretty good flame storm. And this point should be mined soon with all these SEs. And we just killed off the lead belchers, thank goodness. I unfortunately got charged though. That was pretty bad. Don't want to be losing capture weight for free here. But that is 2 capture points. Hell yeah. I just need to get the next point in like a minute or so, and then I should be okay. I think that's the plan mostly. There we go. He actually took the time to resummon his lord, who won't be doing very much either. And these guys are a little out of position. As long as I use my train correctly here, I think I'll be okay. A little sketchy though. He actually made this very close. But if I can hold this point for a decent amount of time, I'm okay. These are just a couple saber tusk packs, not too scary. Yeah, I just have to hold this point is all. Just gotta hold that point. Here he comes though, with a lot of stuff. Point is secured, okay. Now he's gonna play cagey to try and re-secure. Now he doesn't see these sneaky gets over here. They'll be able to get a lot of work done. We gotta kill off these Amble Peak Yetis. We know sneaky gets are good. But can I defend both points at the same time? That's the real question. Got a lot of units coming in on this side. I think if I leave the train here, because it's unbreakable, we'll be okay. Should be able to rout off the saber tusks, hopefully. I'm gonna do our best to rout them off. Then Astrogoth is gonna get in here. Check out the flame storm on the capture weight. Very nice. And I have the Kadai destroyer over here. I think this point is fine actually, which means I just need to hold over here and then we're okay. Saber tusks are routed, which is massive for me. And this is actually a surprising amount of capture weight. It looks like it's not a lot, but it's so many single entities. I should be okay. Train is very good for that. So all I really gotta do is hold this, and then I think we're in the clear. Big route on this end is gonna be massive for me. And I think we still win this, though my opponent certainly made this a lot sketchier than I thought it would be, considering how well the early game went for me. Ooh, ogre buildup can get a lot of work done. That should be the death to these Noblars, though. And his lord is now overextended, which should be the end of him. As you can see, the Kadai Destroyer, pretty good. We've actually won a lot of games with the Kadai Destroyer today. It's pretty nifty. I did think I did not have enough, yeah, I think I went too hard on the range units, by the way. More melee definitely would have been a little better, but a win's a win. He's chucking out some weird magics. Curse of the Midnight Wind. Not too scary. Dude, Kadai actually pushed his lord off the point. That's pretty funny. And now I'm getting to the point where a one cap wins it. Beautiful. I'm just gonna chuck out this flame storm on the bulls, because I think it's better for me because I have no multi-entity units here. They're all single entities. And you can see it actually does pretty solid damage. Did I summon the more expensive hobgoblin by accident? I sure hope not. Yeah, not bad. And we're gonna get the points. And I do barely win, right? On a single cap? Please tell me I win on a single cap. Because if I don't, that would actually be real awkward. Now, I do think the Kadai can clear off this point really well, but you do have to be a little careful. I'll set up to re-secure this point, because it's going to take a while for my opponent. Yeah, I do win on a one cap. Woo! Kind of scary, actually. Kind of scary. Yeah, you can see he's mass rotating now. Okay, we're good. Kind of scary. Oh my gosh. What a match, though. Gotta be really careful. I don't think the bolt throwers were a good idea, by the way. I think the bolt throwers were a bit of a throw. But it was fun having them around. I didn't focus the lead belchers with them, which was kind of their main task that they were supposed to do. It's okay, though. He ain't getting this point. I have a little bit too much still. The single entity squad, a little too strong. What a match, though. Oh my goodness. If I didn't get the Lord Snipe, I think they actually win this, which is kind of insane. It means that the artillery build is only okay. It's kind of crazy, even with, yeah, the rush with the lead belchers and such. It was kind of sus. Now, I do still win by like a, what, 20-second margin? Crazy, though. All right, let's check out another one of these. How much value did the Amble Peak Yetis get? 2,000. Pretty nasty, actually. There's another Flamestorm, though. My train is still alive. Terror for days. Are these guys alive? Routing? Can't tell. Doesn't matter, though. The win is ours. GG. Very nice. Scary match. Yeah, the bolt throwers suck. The bolt throwers were the weak link. I don't know about them. Deathstreak did great. But, yeah, I don't know. I think if I targeted the lead belchers, maybe. I think there was a moment when they could have targeted the lead belchers. So maybe I suck. Before we write them off completely. Lead belchers got 2,100. Definitely were not shut down. One Wolf Rider could have gotten that job done. But I did get the Lord kill with the sick death shriek. That was nice. And yeah. Fireglaves, one of them got blasted by lead belchers. Honestly, my lead belcher shutdown tech could have been much better, but in general, win's still a win. Kadai got 2,200. A lot of people treat it as a meme, but it actually is a lot better than you'd think. Game throwers. Dude, way too close to comfort. But that's all the match is done. Now, I'm going to have to stop the server for a second. And I'm going to need to manually increase the wins for everyone. Kind of a janky situation, but yeah, that's just how it's done. So I just need to manually increase everyone's wins by 1, and then it should automatically set up the thingamajig. So Ty L is going to be making it to the top 4. Berserk will be facing Adlering. Should be good. Boltors need some infantry front line. If they lived longer, would they have done anything though? The value was pretty low. All right, so I have increased the wins of everyone. And then we just drag this in here. And then we start up the bot again, and it should auto-declare the next matches. GG, Caradoc. Honestly, Caradoc played it very, very well. And the top 4 is up. And we're up against Tyel. Alright. Yo, yo! We're up again! How goes, my dude? So Caradoc would have made it, but they didn't have enough wins to count. Any skull crackers? Are they good at all, skull crackers? Pretty sure they're hot garbage. And we're on Dust Bowl. Ooh, that's nice. Dust Bowl is a good artillery map, though they might take cannons and then it's bad for me. Skull crackers are good when you're at the 2 Iron Demon limit. Dude, that's brutal. But yeah, this thing has a shotgun at the front. And they hit basically as hard as each other. Yeah, this thing has 10 more melee attack and a bit more anti-infantry, but Chaos Dwarf trains, they do a lot of impact damage. And honestly, the gun just makes it do so much more. We see this with Rotting Promethean handguns. Or like shotgun Rotting Prometheans. They do so much more because you're shotgunning them at point blank range. It's just good, man. Good luck in the playoffs. Thank you. Still love this format. Yeah, it's fun. You just get to play a bunch of different factions. It's good. I will say though, I do fear Berserk. I think Berserk has a high chance of beating Adlering just because they're a really strong player. And they're probably going to come back at me with the vengeance. Twitch is buffering for you? Rip. Wish I could help, man. If I can just become a bigger content creator, then Twitch will be a little bit more forgiving. You really dislike how characters walk instead of run when you tell them to cast an ability outside of range? Really? They walk? I didn't know that. Took the mage 10 minutes to reach the Kadai. Huh. Maps today are like a dream for Skaven. I have regrets. B6 rip. They are the same map pool randomized each time though. There's not that much you can do. You said they're good against lead belchers, not an auto win for the bolt throwers? Okay. I will say, even against just the bowls, it didn't feel like they were doing much. They had a lot of time to get free shots off. Though, when they entered bolt thrower range, that's when they did start their rush. But, I don't know. I feel like just having more range, like the Death Streak having plus 100 range really lets it get way more work done. Let's see, Hell Cannon is about the same. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about it. I think higher range on Death Streak lets you control 2 points from a very safe distance. Greenskins, Bretonia, and Khorne. I'll play Bretonia. Let's do it. I got no fear. Bretonia's chump change against the might of my dudes. Hey, what is this? Again, so many messages. Alrighty. Okay. Coordinating some rock climbing later should be fun. But yeah, Bretonia, pretty chumpy. They do have some sick anti-large options, but this is actually, unironically, a fairly good Kadai matchup. They're gonna have some archers. This is not terrible for artillery too, right? Can't you get a lot of work done with artillery here? Like, the map is so flat, bro. The map is just so flat. I feel like I should be able to just dominate Bretonia. Maybe I'm totally wrong. Maybe that's the most incorrect statement I've ever made, but... Ooh, yeah, and this too? Oh my gosh, dude. Bretonia got no chance. I think. I don't know. Oh, this will be real interesting. I have not really played a style like this before versus the Bretonians. It's a bit of a weird one. Sneaky gets are still good, but they're not that good versus cavalry, so I might not want as many of them this time. I believe Kadai Fireborn are... They're good versus Bretonia, right? I'm trying to think. If I was playing Bretonia and I saw a bunch of Kadai Fireborn, I would not feel that good. Even if I had Grail Knights. Especially with what I'm putting into this build, I feel like Grail Knights would not be that good. Now, the normal cavalry's pretty good, though. Bull Centaurs are a little slow and lumbering. I don't know how well they do. I guess these guys are also pretty annoying for Bretonia. Can you just spam Dwarf Warrior Great Weapons against them? It's honestly probably not that bad of a choice to beat Bretonia. They don't have that much armored infantry clear. At least none that is extremely cheap. So maybe I just do that. Just play it like dwarves, right? I don't know. This is looking pretty annoying for Bretonia. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot here that is just super duper annoying to catch. So let's try it. And you know what? If they win, good on them. Yeah, Kadai Destroyer hasn't failed yet. Kadai Destroyer kind of sick. Just joined at the perfect moment. Hell yeah, Pope Patty. That's right, we're facing the Bretts. Yo, 2 back-to-back tournament wins. Can I get a sick win? Is this the final? Semis. After this, I'm probably facing Berserk. But Adler might take them out. Berserk is trying to practice all the factions by going random. So, yeah, and Adler actually has a pretty good win streak with Empire. I think they only lost 1 game, but won 4 of the other. So, maybe they beat Berserk. I don't know. Adler is no slouch. I do think Berserk is better. But it could go either way. Chaos Dwarfs versus Empire 2 would be kind of sus. The map is Altar of the Champion in the Grand Finals. And Altar of the Champion is pretty bad for cannons. Good for Chaos Dwarf artillery. I think we'll be good. Just gotta beat Bretonia first. Yeah, I'm lucky you had to drop. You think Bretonia beats Chaos Dwarves? I think it would be a very fun match to play out. I could see you cooking up some crazy stuff. The walking instead of running thing for casting might be true. I can test it out pretty easily. You just skew hard as Chaos Dwarves and pray. What do you mean, for Bretonia or Chaos Dwarves? I'm pretty sure any faction with armor armored infantry and armored everything, armored big monsters, is going to be pretty tough for Betonia. You skew as Betonia. Okay. I think on a map like this, Betonia's pretty boned. On a map like Dust Bowl, I actually don't know what you're supposed to do. There's nowhere to hide, man. It's just a giant flat map. Dust Bowl is the final destination of Warhammer. Do you see Khorne Hellebron getting, 5k value versus Undead? I heard it mentioned. I did not watch it, though. Turin casted it. Yo, I wish I had a bit more time in the later hours of the day to play more Turin tournaments. But I've been really trying to just fit every other thing about YouTube into that timeline, and it's kind of screwing me. But yeah, here's the build. This is the screw your non-armor piercing units build. I'm actually going to play centrally here because I fancy myself being able to capture these points. And yeah, it's just a bunch of artillery, a bunch of armor, and I'm just going to shoot them to death. If his lord gets in range, I have a death streak. If his infantry gets in range, I have a magma cannon. They got 10 units. Empire, Catholic, Kislev, GC. Did you list Catholic twice? Aren't dwarves bad for Betonia too? Or is there a secret tech? And he's ready. And we're going. So it's a Cav max, but I have this thing. So I think I'll just stand my ground. Get me some armored infantry over here. Shoot Alberic in the face a little bit. I have to be a little careful, but the Kadai Destroyer is a menace. I should have positioned closer to this reinforcement point, but it should be fine. Should be fine. I got my Bunas. Knights of the Lionhearted. Where are the questing knights at? We got some Grill Guardians over there. All right. I think we're mostly fine, though. Yeoman weakened his rush by quite a bit. And what are you gonna do? Are you just gonna capture the points and retreat? We might. I would say that's not a terrible idea. And the Trebs. Okay, that's kind of wild. So instead of rushing, he's going for very passive play. So now we get to see how this pans out. I don't think the trebuchets can get that much work done. Magma Cannon is certainly quite scary. It's going to continue bullying him. And if I can control 1 point, we are fine. I just have to be a little wary of the Trebs is all. You can see the shots are incoming, so we just dodge it. Unfortunately, they're so inaccurate that dodging sometimes doesn't work and you still get hit. But I think we're still doing fine. I'm going to Spirit Leech Alberic. He really doesn't like being Spirit Leeched. There you go. We just got to post up and defend a little bit. I might have exposed my artillery here, though. I think we might have exposed them just a little bit. Whoop, a little bit of dancing. I'm still getting a lot of damage in, though. Which I think is going to mess them up for the bad here. There goes the Yeoman. Very nice. But my Kadai are taking a little bit of damage. It's nothing too crazy, but it's still a little uncomfortable. You typically don't want them taking this much heat. And is he going to go for the big surround? That's the real question. I think he is. Oh my goodness. What a fight. So he actually goes for it. How does this pan out? I wonder. You got a heal on Alberic. That's going to be quite useful. I might be able to thump his face, though. If he gets surrounded here, that could be really bad. He's... Oh, dude, the Kadai are body blocking him. The Kadai are body blocking the man. Can he escape? Oh, barely. barely, but a scary situation for your boy Alberic, to be sure. And that's going to net me 1 point. Hell yeah. Next up, we get a train. So we'll see how this goes. Trains are good. Shotgun units. He's gonna get a heal. But he's still hurting pretty bad. There's a shotgun train getting its work done. Value-wise, it's kind of close, though. Gotta remember, my opponent has many a ticket at their disposal. So this game is far from over. I think my artillery's not doing as much damage as I would have hoped for. But the train's doing pretty well. I must say, I do appreciate that thing. But yeah, I think we just have to hold on to this point. I can't make it to another point just yet. I'm gonna need some more warriors. And I gotta remember, I also don't have any Bunas. It's a little awkward. Alberic's fast too. He's actually dodging my shots. A little annoying. Here comes another fight. I do have a Kadai here though. Just gonna keep on bullying Alberic. Gonna start moving my infantry out. We'll just see how this does. It's a nifty charge. I don't know if this is going my way or his way though. It's kind of hard to tell. We do hold the point though, which is big. But how does this end for me? Artillery's hitting Alberic. It's not doing a ton of damage though. Yeah, I don't know. This cav maxing build is actually pretty nifty. I feel like my magma cannon is kind of letting me down too. It's not doing that much. Alberic is getting low though. Ticket wise, it's a little sus. I really don't like how I'm running out of infantry though. Yeah, this build ain't it. This is not the best of builds. And it's kind of getting abused by someone who knows the matchup a bit more than me. Train's gonna need to keep working them. Does he kill all the infantry here though? That's the real question. Alberic still lives, mind you. I do have some guns coming in. I should be able to get this point too. So that's pretty good. The magma cannon is... yeah, it's still pounding them. As expected, he's trying to get onto this point. Champions of Quenelle definitely want to kill them. Okay, very nice. It ain't too bad. But it also ain't too good either. Now the point shall be mine. After a little bit of pummeling. I will have another train here. To maybe get some work done. We have our guns. Okay, this ain't too bad. I think we're doing all right. I'm surprised he hasn't killed my rather exposed artillery just yet. Oh, but he holds the point. That's pretty bad for me then. I think we can try going for this one though. I have my halberds here at the ready. Alberic is still very low. I should be okay. I don't think these guys capture this fast enough either. So if I can catch these boys, then life is comfy. My guns are still alive. Okay. Ooh, and the magma cannon clutch in the center. Love to see that. I guess I'll save up for Kadai next. And then hopefully we can take this one soon. I think if we can get this, I am okay. Halberds are doing all right. Can I get the point though? I gotta get everybody on it. We got some good terror routes at least. I'm really surprised he left my artillery pieces alive. I think I want to de-summon the magma cannon. Okay, I did get the point. Thank goodness. Okay, so then we de-summon the magma cannon. Get these guys in. Very nice. The halberds are still cooking. And then we just save the middle. The trains are the key to victory here. Yeah, Knights of the Lionhearted ain't doing too much. And I just need to get one last point and then we're good. This might be one of those wins just because the matchup is so favored. Not that I'm actually doing it very well. Brace, man, brace. All right, nice. We got a solid brace for that cav charge. And I'm going to have yet more armor on the battlefield. Honestly, the trains, I should have been spamming the trains ages ago, man. They're doing so well for me. Very nice. I still have Kadai, I still have this dude, and we have another Kadai on the battlefield now. It's gonna be quite difficult for Petonia. You can see they're really rearing to get this point secured, but I'm in no rush. That's the thing. Now, Alberic's been dodging shots 24/7, but I think we're still doing okay. I do have a spell for the Grail Guardians. Knights of the Realm, other Grail Guardians. I think I'll finish off these ones. There we go. And then he's gonna go for one big fight, which I think is in my favor because Alberic is so low. That Buena's just gonna kill the Grail Guardians too, and I have two Kadai on the far side that'll be able to get this point. I think he's pretty done for, but you never know. It could still be anyone's game. I'm gonna have to start spamming Dwarf Warriors over here. Oh boy. Pretty scary. Alberic takes yet another hit though. And the trains, they slow. They slow him down pretty badly, which is also hurting him. He has to keep dodging with Alberic, lest he eventually die. And I will be able to get the center. Jeez, those dodges though. He's really getting the jukes off. All right, another Dwarf Warrior. I will be able to get this point. He was not able to secure this one. And the trains are still working him real hard. I'm gonna kill his caster too if I'm lucky. But he does get the capture point. Now that's okay. Let's de-summon the train now. Alright. He's getting worn down, man. He's running out of juice. I can feel it. Kadai is real fast too. Grail Guardians shouldn't be able to kill the Kadai fast enough. And I'll have more in a second here. So as long as they can keep cooking, I'm happy. I think this game will go my way, but definitely much more sketchy than I thought it would be. Definitely, you actually want to spam trains as Chaos Dwarves, which is the weirdest thing ever. But it seems like that's what makes the most sense. Kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of weird. But yeah, the Kadai are not as effective as the trains. The trains just being shotgun beasts is what does it. Okay, now he's gonna make a play for this point, but I have Kadai on the way. I can move the castle in here. This one is not going to get taken. And even if he does take it, it's going to be a hot minute. It's gonna be a very hot minute. Here comes the train and the Kadai Destroyer. Thank goodness this is a relatively close quarters map. Okay, all right, we're doing okay. I have some units to de-summon. I was not on top of that today, which might screw me over a bit. He's brought in the artillery crew. That's pretty funny. I think we can just re-summon this though. Those are just mounted yeomen, dude. Okay, so they can't do much. Yeah, so if I just stop this from being captured, we're fine. The fact that we have guns here is perfect. Lord can go back to the center. And I think we did it. Yeah, he definitely made use of the fact that I didn't know how to play this matchup. I think I played it atrociously, but Chaos Dwarves are just too good here. Magma Cannon did pretty good. He dodged a Death Streaker the whole game. Woo! Jeez, alright. Oh, man. That was kind of scary, but we did it. Each night with the... Oh, talking about painting? Hell yeah. Having a non-standard color scheme is always a 10% win chance. I see chat wasn't stressed. You guys weren't worried in the slightest. Oh my goodness, dude, that was stressful though. Okay, yeah, so the fire glaives were insane. Fire glaives... You take fire glaives, trains, and a Kadai, and then you're good. I think the artillery's a little too janky. The artillery's a little too janky. But, you know, they kind of worked. I'm really surprised he didn't just jump them. There were a few points when they were just completely exposed. Castellan was nifty. Very okay unit. He's not going to be able to kill the Castellan, which is why they feel pretty comfortable. But yeah, I think if I just play super cagey with, like, a bunch of fire glaives, good. And he literally just can't kill the trains. The trains are actually just indestructible. Good to know. Berserk won. The final match. This is it. If I can beat Berserk, we've won with Kislev and Chaos Dwarves. Diving the fire glaives. Yeah. Fire glaives, they got the bracing, they got the charge defense versus large, and 100 armor. So if you don't have armor piercing, they just cook. Flame cannon did okay, but only because it got to shoot the entire game. It was not actually a good unit. It would have been much better to keep it in reserve in case I saw mass infantry. But like, if you really want to kill Betonia, you just go double Iron Demon Kadai. There's so little they can actually do against this. Nurgle next? Ugh. How'd you even manage to win that? I don't know. I don't know, man. I did not optimize at all. But yeah, these guys crush it. This is okay. This is really good for not getting rushed down. Yo, yo. Alright, Berserk is going to counterpick my Chaos Dwarves now. And the map is Altar of the Champion. Not bad. You don't know if Kadai are good into Betonia. I think on a smaller map it's good, like a Ragnarok Lair, maybe a Dust Bowl. But once the maps start becoming like Edge of the Darkwood, Kadai is too slow. You'll actually just never capture the points. The trains though, the trains are great because they have a slowing effect. The Bunas felt okay. Buna always only feels okay versus Betonia because they have so much healing. And then the fire glaives are indestructible. You have to get a solid charge on them, but with so much support, you're almost always down trading. There's no way you can kill this and only lose one unit of cavalry. Not when you have destroyers and iron demons. I will say though, I don't know how I'd feel about Chaos Dwarves versus Betonia on like on a giant map. Because the Dwarf Warrior Great Weapons don't feel indestructible, weirdly. Like, Edge of the Darkwood, Betonia versus Chaos Dwarves, I could totally see just a quick triple cap into Chaos Dwarves that just can't actually get onto the points fast enough. Outside of the Iron Demons, there's always a chance the Iron Demons are just an absolute menace. Yeah, I think these guys could definitely use a nerf. Beastmen, Chaos, and Norska. Whoa. That's a nasty one. Beastmen, Chaos, and Norska. I could play versus Chaos and go for the big monster, the big unkillable monster. Chaos is not a bad one. They... Yeah, I don't know if they have a lot to kill the trains, right? Beastmen I also feel like are pretty chumpy, but let's play versus Chaos. I want to see how Berserk actually plays Chaos. Usually they're my faction, so maybe they spice it up. This should be pretty difficult for them though. I'm not gonna lie. This screams a bad day for the Warriors of Chaos. Maybe I am completely incorrect. Maybe. But I don't know, man. I don't know if they got the chops for it. The fact you can just charge the trains into armor-piercing anti-large cavalry and win is crazy. Yeah, the cavalry have really bad chasing behavior. That kind of, yeah, that kind of screws them up real bad. Okay, so let's start with just a solid baseline. This is good. If I was playing Chaos, what would I do? There's a couple things. Yeah, there's like a few things, but I don't know if that wins the game for them. If I was playing as Chaos, how would I deal with Kadai? You have some big scary monsters. There's gonna be some Hellstriders. Chaos Dwarfs is typically good versus Chaos, right? Or is it Slanesh? Anyways, I feel like I have so much at my disposal. He's gonna have pretty decent infantry. You could have a lot of armored infantry. Oh yeah, but these guys are amazing. They're super good versus Chaos. I don't know, man. Yeah, I'm really interested to see what Berserk does here. Either we learn something new or we win the tournament. Win-win for me either way. Are Chaos Dwarfs still good into Slanesh? I'm not sure. There's like not a lot of Chaos Dwarf players out there right now. There's only really like 7 players who are really playing at like the highest level. Enough to show off like one faction. And like push the meta for that one faction. But like a lot of these players are becoming generalists too. They're not really trying to break the meta. So yeah, I don't know. I think there's a lot of unresolved space in the meta. No, maybe I do take one of these. Okay, I got a fun build. There's nothing crazy about this. It's just a solid build. And we're gonna be fighting the Warriors of Chaos. We'll see what they decide to go for. Horses versus locomotive. I think Marauder Horsemen can be pretty good. On a map like this, they don't have to worry about artillery very much. So you can just take a bunch of horsemen. You will have pretty good infantry. No bearmen though, is pretty bad for Chaos. Yeah, I really don't see what they're supposed to do though. I forgot one part of my build though. Definitely want this. There we go. Would you be able to try hard with a fully kitted generic Overlord Lord? Nah. Most of the abilities are a waste of money. The amount of damage one sneaky git can get is like 2.5 items for the Overlord. It's insane. Having more units is generally a benefit, especially if your army's on the smaller side, which tends to be the case for Chaos Dwarves. Oh man, dude, this build's gonna be fun though. I really wonder what we're gonna see here. I don't think there's a hard counter either. This seems like a pretty solid one. Does Chaos have something that can kill the train? So there are some Tormentor Sword Lords out there. Maybe we see a bit of that. We could see, I don't know, like a Hell Cannon? What if they just go like double Hell Cannon? Double Hell Cannon and 6 Horsemen. And they just sit back and just try to value farm me. This map's not great for it though, there's too many trees. Mass Infantry? Mass Infantry would be crazy, considering how much I've been running the Kadai. Slanesh Hero. Oh my gosh, a Slanesh Lord with the Rampage imbuement? That would be some wild tech, yes. Yeah, I did try it out. It could work versus trains. Archaon. Archaon would be okay at chasing them down, but the trains are just so janky. It's super hard for units to actually land hits on them. Alright, here we go. 6 wins in. 0 losses. If I can win this next one, we've won the tournament 7-0, which would be a very nice win streak after the Kislev Day. If we lose this, either I made a terrible misplay or Berserk is going to show me some sick new strats. But they're going to need to bring some nasty stuff because I've brought the filth. Look at this. Double train, man. That's how you know it's try hard. Double train. We have a Kadai destroyer over here. Gonna put the trains on my number 5. Ready, good luck, have fun. And it's gonna be 10 units on his side, so that's a fairly typical number of units for Chaos. We could see some Marauder Horsemen play. We could see a bunch of Forsaken. The idea, though, is I just have a bunch of indestructible dudes. They'll get healed up by the Demon Smith Sorcerer. And then once we get the Kadai going, there's not a whole lot that can be done left. So let's see. Skirmish fight will be interesting. I do have Buna to kill off Horsemen. And they went pretty light on the Horsemen, opting for Pleasure Guard and a Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Shadows with the Prismatic Amplifier, so they want to cast a bunch of spells. And they have a book. Okay. Very interesting. This should be good for my trains here. I just need to stay out of range of these Horsemen. So I'm sure they'll check out a Melkoth or something. That's fine. I should be able to get this point. Some sneaky gets to fight the Marauders. That's just an uptrade. And what is there to stop the Kadai from cooking? I guess that's the question. I'm just going to get a few shotgun shots on these guys. A little bit of juking. Do a little bit of a pullback. Oh, geez, that's a mobile core. And a half, okay. But I have reinforcements. So I think we just turned a bit of a misplay into a good situation for me. You can see Sneaky gets pretty good. We caught him off guard with them, actually. Very nice for me. He's gonna get a, what is that? Book of Secrets on him. Dang. Impressive, impressive. But this fight should still go my way. Sneaky gets are just good. And I have the double train here and the Kadai about to blast through these guys. So that is going to be a double cap for me. And we routed off the dogs. They are a dog enjoyer. But my sneaky gits are probably going to die now. There's not much they can do here. I just have to make sure I do not overcommit with them is all. The trains so far are doing well. Value-wise, it is not bad for me. Do I want to summon Kadai? Kadai feel like they would be pretty good here. But you can see, I routed off his Hellstriders and such, but it's not a completely done deal. Trains just need to get their shots off. There we go. And then turn. I just need to mitigate the losses over here and I'll be okay. Whoop. Just dodge it. Couple horsemen are not a big deal. As long as I maintain the double cap, I'm happy. Just gotta make sure my forces don't get caught out. Unfortunately, these guys got routed off again. Not even quite sure how that happened. But are they gonna go for a surround? There's no way they can fight the Kadai. I think that would be a suicide maneuver. So instead, they opt for a Hell Cannon, which is generally quite slow going. A little bit of lag, sadly. Hopefully Berserk doesn't disconnect. Berserk's internet has been pretty bad lately. My stream should still be going, right? You guys can see this? Maybe my internet does die. Ah, come on, not like this. We had a similar situation in another grand finals the other day. And Berserk has been dropped. Oh my goodness. Every time, I swear. Stream is fine, yeah. Let's take a look at the builds. Let's send them over to Berserk. A giant. Wow, that's crazy. Interesting. So, yeah. Man, Pleasure Guard should be interesting. I don't know how that plays out. They don't have a lot to kill the trains, though, other than my dudes. But, yeah. We're going to offer a replay. Totally fine. This is fairly low stakes. Still Neil. Love it. Alright. So he wants a lobby rehosted. So we'll go ahead and save the build. And give him these. But yeah, this should be pretty bad for him. I think if I play a bit more cagey and summon a Hell Cannon myself, we're in a pretty good spot. But actually defending the Hell Cannon will be a little difficult. So I don't know if that's like something I really want to go for or what. In general, though, I think the trains will be good. And I think I can take the center, like point number 1 and 2. That should be fine. Kolek. Kolek would be pretty spicy. Alright, let's see it. Yeah, so he has 2 horsemen in reserve. Three in the main army. Okay. Interesting. Let's just post up like this. Alright. Get some addition going. We got our Kadai, and we are good to go again. Ready, good luck, have fun. Same idea as last time. We'll just control these points. Play a little safe over here. Actually, you know what? I might still go for it. Just play it safe, you know. Ah, okay, he's gone for a skirmisher over there. Totally fine. Not a big problem for me. Question is, do I want to summon in a Hell Cannon or not? Probably not. I think a sneaky git is good though. We got a first volley. Very powerful first volley, actually. So he's going to take a good amount of damage there. Plus, we're going to have the trains coming. Ooh, internet is not looking good, though. His internet ain't going very well. Oh, boy. Diplomatic mission to boost the Georgian economy to improve Berserk's internet. Are they Georgian? Interesting. Yeah, they've been having a few issues lately. It happens, man. Until we get dedicated servers, there's really not much that can be done. You can see the losses from keeping these guys here, though. It's quite painful, as you don't have the skirmisher support. These guys don't take that much damage from Buna, so I have to be a little careful. They do take damage from trains, though. Everything takes damage from trains. I'm just gonna get another sneaky get. They're so good versus the horsemen, I'd be crazy to pass them up. So now we have a trading advantage in 2 points. This is very good. In fact, he's done effectively 0 damage to me. Maybe even actually 0 damage. So that's pretty good. Is the game lagging? What's happening? Yeah, it's just lagging a bit. Internet connection issues. But so far, so good. My trains are blasting his face. They're getting lots of value. I have a Buna coming up. I have infantry support. I might want to save up for a Kadai. They're just generally pretty strong. But we're in no rush. Exalted Heroes over here. Okay. Why? Is this destructible? What's going on there? I don't know. But yeah, we have a little Exalted Hero in the distance. He gets a Melkots on me. And he has a few Hellstriders now. That's going to be a solid speed boost, but it's not going to be enough to actually get in here and get a lot of work done. Because I have a big fat Kadai on his tail. And oof, the trains, they hurt. They hurt pretty bad. Oh my goodness. He thought his slow was good. These trains just come packed with Melkots, basically. Now I can think about getting a Buna on one of these guys. Now, I don't want to waste a Buna. Oh my gosh, those trains are so busted, man. They're so busted. Even versus the infantry, they do really well. That's pretty nasty. It's going to retreat the Marauders, but they get shot on the way out. And now I am going to get Kadai. We're going to do a little bit of a fallback while we summon them in, just so that they stay nice and safe. Those just throwing axes. They're not particularly impressive. And as you can see, the sneaky gits are very good here. So are the trains. Slowing down his entire army. We've bought a safe transit for my Kadai. So now we're going to get one more unit of infantry, because I still see a fairly safe transit. And then I can start summoning in the cavalry. You see the Hellstriders here are not doing too great. They're getting bullied. Axe throwers we can definitely get. I think I can start spirit leeching this guy, because he's getting a little low. And the sneaky gets here will be able to do really well too. Now, I gotta make sure I consolidate, of course. He might get caught out by those sneaky gets. That would be great. Very nice. And we're gonna let him maybe get this point. I already have a ticket lead. I just need to focus on value trading right now. Gets a pretty nifty Pit of Shades on me too. But in general, I think we're doing pretty good. If I can just catch out his horsemen, I'm pretty happy. He did manage to escape the Kadai though, which is impressive. And he's gonna sick his lord on one of my dudes. But he's in a mosh pit fight that should not be super in his advantage. A lot of these engagements are actually quite good for me. And his lord is actually going to get bullied now. That's very bad. And he's one spirit leech away from dying now, which is as bad as it gets. He does kill the Kadai, however. But there goes the lord. We're going to chase him off with the train. Who's just going to shotgun him in the back. And then maybe we get a big rout. Oh, the train! It shotgunned him! The train shotgun. Oh my gosh. Well, that's just brutal. I'm gonna Buna the Pleasure Guard because they're really the last scary unit, and then I think this game's over, man. Dude, that's so disgusting, man. These trains are gross. Why doesn't everyone play Chaos Dwarves? He just shot him in the back. Oh, jeez. Wow. Maybe I should become a Chaos Dwarf, man. That was disgusting. I do not usually have such one-sided games versus Berserk. But that's gonna be it. GG. Dude, the train snipe. Oh my gosh. Oh, his poor lord. Yeah, the horsemen could not contest that. The trains are just constantly shooting them. And then you have your skirmishers also just out skirmishing. I think the Kadai are the weak link, but the sneaky gits, man. Sneaky gits are so good. 070 Nurgle, imagine. It's impossible. I can't fathom it. Oh my gosh. Dude, that was devastating. Exalted Hero didn't do that much. He was pretty good though. Pleasure Guard didn't get that much done. Kadai Destroyer. Let's take a look. Not a lot of value. He was microing really well, keeping away from the Kadai and denying it. But these guys are just always going to get you value. I think if you just play Chaos Dwarves and just start with 2 trains every time. I'm noticing a theme. Against Bretonia, they were also devastating. You really need like the super specialized tech to deal with them. Now, I do think it exists. But the fact that you have to bring it every time versus Chaos Dwarves is pretty nasty. GG. Well played. And that's going to be another tournament win for me. Huzzah. Nice. Well, that was fun. We got to show off a variety of different Dwarven playstyles. I did not try out the Man-Tide playstyle, where you basically go Mass Goblin Labor. This one usually does run a Kadai, but it's basically just like heavy Man-Tide, very good versus elf factions. And I think you even like do something crazy like this, where you have like just a cheap caster and like double Castellan with dig in. Something like this is actually fairly popular. It's a really good stuff 'em up build. We showed off some cool artillery builds. We showed off some good train fill. Skirmishers are really good. I'm amazed by how good the sneaky gits are. Would highly recommend, if you play Chaos Dwarves, to take 5 of these guys in every game. Just like, don't let them die to a cavalry charge. Let them use all their ammo, and you're good. As a precursor shooty unit, it is insane. They get their value back just by shooting. And any light cavalry get murdered by them. Like, against beastmen, I think these guys would just crush it. These guys are really good. These guys are really good. And not a single bull centaur. I think bull centaurs are the reason why people lose as Chaos Dwarves. Not a single blunderbuss either, sadly. Kadai weirdly felt weak. I think people were constantly teching Kadai counters. And yeah, nice. Well, I'm gonna go tap out for today. It's Friday. So that means we're gonna be packing up for the next 2 days. Enjoying my weekend, maybe getting some editing done for the next big video. So I bid you adieu until Monday, when we will be back for hopefully some more sick plays. It's been great. And of course, thank you very much to all of these people. Look at them. Michael Phillip, Miss New Booty, Clint, Benjo, Kakulandia, Obese Chicken, Pasano the Duck, Naldor, the John Brothers, and I believe also Sophie Yane, if they got the right tier. I actually totally missed it the other day. But basically everyone that supports the stream, it's very much appreciated. And you keep it going day by day. Peace.